You know it's true. Out of murky waters, the lotus grew. Out of murky waters, the lotus flew. Deep in soda blue. Look what we doing with the knowledge. We developing a type of college. Building a machine with these type of dollars. We brought you the highest, greatest scholars. Water your mind for alkaline seeds of knowledge. To resurrect the lost city in the sea of knowledge. I'm from the Brooklyn Zoo with a sign spread. Don't feed the scholars. Know the ledge. Every Tuesday and Friday, at least 2 hours. Broadcasting from ground zero. Superheroes. The new Twin Towers. Red and the blue. The new Jack Bauer. 24 hours of like more power. All that is all peace out the low. Welcome home. No one man should have all that power. Return to the superhead rules in the age of waterberry. We in the think trick ordinary. Hydroplaning. Down the information highway. Hanging out the window. Shooting at your agent sideways. Not me if Tuesday to Friday. It's Tuesday. If you coming at it sideways. You can say I did it my way. The good job for Sinatra. I'm from Tango, the fallen angel. The church of Satan. What we gonna see? The church of Satan. The earth's awaiting. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the earth is shaking. We burn the nation. We percolating. We easy to swallow. If the implication is hard as hell. The pills is a circulation. The curse in nations. Hard to tell. The source is hating. Somebody go right there. Wrong about. Oh, please don't be frightened. I'm terribly sorry about this. I bring the light to the table. I bring my wife to the table. I bring health, wealth, knowledge, and stuff to the table. I bring no to less deed to the table. Cut the table. I bring no to less radio to the table. Conscious radio, conscious Wikipedia. I bring DVD, books, no to less media to the table. Killer table. I'm to the families of the royals. I bring King County to the table. I swear royalty, the melanated, hot cable. So the culture to the tables. The superhead rules to the table. I bring 700 people to the table. Table, water to the table. Red and blue, the big daddy came. Ready, willing, and able. So walking through my tables. Full length tables. Back from the future like Bishop and Cable. To introduce the freshmen to the X-Men. You know what they were candy, eggplant. No question, class is a session. Report to the chat room, get it at a hand. You wanna be here early and meet the caravan. People storming the gate to get a plate. No lines packed, like a happy land. Either open up with the latest cuts or the rat tools. To the pump out the latest trucks. From 9 to 11, we do it in the dark. Like we used to do it in the park for the most part. For the very second that the show starts. You witness the composed art, they pulls off. The love received so far, it's been so hard. There's a few dudes to front, but they would do it, they sharp, that they so soft. Boy from all, baby so long. Boy them at all costs, like raccoons or skunks. Or back to the regular scheduled program. The program is sponsored by 7 Heaven. But else in hell, they would get an open line to heaven at 11:11. He heard at the other end of the meditation portal. It's elevated portals. Even some immortals. Any questions, comments, or concerns, press 1. Everyone else, thanks for attending another session. A place of deep, but it's an honor to learn. Certainly, courtesy of KTL University. Oh, please don't be frightened. I'm terribly sorry about this. You are.
Throughout the ages, the ruling elite have known that man is not alone in the universe. There is archaeological evidence which suggests that long ago, planet Earth was visited by extraterrestrials. These alien beings have been mythologized as gods.
Black Dot, Ghetto Shaman, Shoot Soon, That's with me tonight. We about to get it in. We about to put it down. Before time, I reemerge with an urge. The purge on my demiurge. Every line's designed to realign your spine. For the third with the bird. I done gave earth to many earths. Anyverse, universe. I'm the first, in the verse, out of verse, shit a verse. I'm the worst. I'm serious B. I'll appear mysteriously like a coffin, bring a coffin. The one who wanna kill it is me. It's the god that wants you hip-hop decoded. They flip-flop the motive. Now shit hops promoted. It's locked and loaded. With no pen, I wrote it. You open like chakras. It's hot, so quoted. I'm skeptilian, the boneless reptilian. So likely it's ID who might be the villain of sorts. Make a million more watch with Darkillian force. Darkness will spark this. The hardest killer of sport. I'm on another plane like I just missed my plane. I'm in another lane when I wait. Give up for the brains and I'm right. I bet she like me. The rest of us at the Pisces. Stepping on like an ignite me. Sight she and bright she. She's the goddess. So I'ma hit it with the hardest. Make our minds for the end of knowledge. I just wanted to pay homage. Yeah. Paying homage.
One track, 16 bars, you're witnessing God. Spit the science advantage like Wallace Farad. I left my bar, but my coffin was empty. Military MP, oh king of my brow, simply. I'm the Alpha and Omega, J innovators, how I became king among haters. Round 2 on earth, prophetic verse. My poetic artillery has now gotten worse. The last shall be first, so the curse is patience. The goons of the galactic federations. Hell been on enacting revelations. This is bigger than all your Facebook relations. They don't want me with the Sufis discussing Allah. They don't want me with Rashid learning Kabbalah. They can't pronounce my name, so I'm game alien. But I'm lucky, politely, tactfully, Machiavellian.
Let's go. Welcome to the jewelry. Observing the splendor of all of my jewelry. It reflects the endless super in me. Around 2 or 3. I arrived to the potion, stunned to a crop of teens. Lots of blame, bracelets, chains, and copper rings. It's not a thing, it comes natural, like laughter. This is for my hopper crack niggas in the plaza, fellow rappers, swinging daggers, made out of jasper, stabs of Gideon, blacker than Dravidians. It's a clash of idioms, the clash of meridians. I master millenniums. Observing all of our splendor. The auras, they golden, unfolding agendas, dispose of contenders, expose the pretenders, the take from the court, hell for the center, unfolding like fenders, returning the senders. Just enter the mentor, enter the center, enter the printer, re-emerge, reborn, covered in the placenta. I was sent to represent splendor. I'm into advancing agendas. Along the dancing with engine stars. The stars comes courtesy of KB. S King Black Dot, Red Blue. Return to the superhero, says who? The blue pillar. Trill nigga. Ill nigga. Real nigga. Real nigga. Who was you? Who was you? Next up. Red Pill.
Just to make it through the days of antiquity, we mix the haze with contemporary, blazing religiously. We was raised in the mysteries, the lost souls. You can find me in the lost road. They put a page out of history on how amazing my niggas be. We were so marvelous in Greece, prestigious in Egypt. They even praise us in Sicily. You ask who I be, direct descendants of the Garveys, the Malcolm, the Drew Ali's. Some a nigga got 2 IDs. I'm plugged from the system like 2 IPs. I went against Billy Bob Crackers and Fire. You know what? All of these rappers should retire. Won't practice with wire. Something like the long lost chapters of the wire. And Messiah is for hire. Supplier of the fire and the brimstones. Fanatic with the post-traumatic syndromes. The provider of the gemstones. Oh yeah, we gliding on the bench chrome. The twins roam through the fallen empire. Like the modern day Flintstones. Spaceships from the Jetsons. We fly higher than Jim Jones. Got the phone call from Hova radars. They searching for signs of intelligence. Like super rovers on Mars. We outshine the competition. Supernovas and stars. Where's your heart?
Kill floor and focusing the arms on the tri-states. Now that nigga putting songs up on MySpace. It's 100 million strong. Them niggas who used to be in front of building on. Ain't chilling up on MySpace. Time to hibernate in cyberspace. Moving cyberways. All you niggas that I see you next summer. Popped up in Westy last summers. Followed by the money green range. No change, no numbers, no gunners, no tunnels, no stunners. Interiors is made by Corecraft. Yeah. The sunroof is bomb-proof. It's superior to Warcraft. I'm experienced now. The black guard got big lips and black raw. In the projects, rich is whipping that black hard. Rhymes insane. My skills is whipping that crack hard. Look at LeBron James. The black guard got big lips and black raw. As soon as I leave Earth, it's back to the stars. Riding a job lives with Judas and girls. Just ask not to follow the world. Yo, my mental vision, setting up intuition. And you really don't have nothing if you intuition. I work with light just to give birth to life. I was born in all forms in the perfect night. The black guard got big lips and black rods. As soon as I leave Earth, it's back to the star. I am the ruler, just like the Lion of Judah. My third eye, which feels like an iron computer that's dark matter and deep thought making your heart shatter. I sleepwalk, talking with smart chatter, so I don't need you to ride or die with me. I got answers that vibe from the other side with me. Can they beam up life after death? We got noses on our eyes cause the light suppress my priceless flesh. The final copy looks like Anunnaki. Black guard got big lips and black raw. In the projects, rich is whipping that black hard. I'm just saying, my skills is whipping that crack hard. Look at LeBron James. The black guard got big lips and black raw. As soon as I leave Earth, it's back to the stars. Riding a job lives with Judas and girls. Just ask not to follow the world. Yo, the black guard got big lips and black rods. In the projects, rich is whipping that black hard. My rhymes the same, my skills is whipping that crack hard. Look at LeBron James, that nigga's a black heart. And you wonder why we spit lead. Just the whole raps, niggas got big heads. Like old Mac, the way that I'm writing is more than famous. It's the age of enlightenment, be the Moors in Spain. Now that your honor, I pray to a black vagina. Even the Pope prayed to the black Madonna. In the sun, I shine as bright as I be. I'm the greatest of all time, like Muhammad Ali. And when I die, baptized in the fire. Only flag night, black skies are higher. Prior to job, my lives with Judas and girls. Just sex knives, fire rule the world, rubies and pearls. The black guard got big lips and black raw. In the projects, rich is whipping that black hard. Rhymes the same, my skills is whipping that crack hard. Look at LeBron James. The black guard got big lips and black raw. As soon as I leave Earth, it's back to the stars. Riding a job lives with Judas and girls. Just ask not to follow the world. No, the black guard, from infinite to infinite stars, it's infinite light. My life's got an infinite charge. The instruments are implemented, give strength to your heart. The temple within, the imprint, mimic the art. Into the dark, the dragon spark the phantom from a higher consciousness. I talk with atoms, I live in the land, and I live in the stars. Original man, I am the image of God. On the touch, I'm Amen. I cut diamonds, so as long as I live, nothing can stop shining. You gon' need to be in the bins to drive me crazy. Live on CNN, hearing cries from Haiti. You know them people down there trying to hide them babies. The black guards, surrounded in light, attract stars. Black guards, surrounded in light, attract stars. The black guards, surrounded in light, attract stars.
I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time. All of you, I know you got it. I know you got it. But the man that comes, I'm going to show you how great I am. I told you, I'm the real champion. I told you, I'm the champion of the world. All of you know. All of my critics fall. All of you suckers.
Peace, 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 peace. Peace to all the gods and all the goddesses. Peace to all the people, all the Aborigines, North, South, Central, and Conjoined Islands. Peace to all the Aborigine Indians, Black Indians, whatever fuck you classify yourself as. We're about to probably take a little hiatus from YouTube, probably about a month or two. I got some extra time to work on culture freedom right now. So I'm gonna probably be hitting the road probably within the next week. And just finishing up on this documentary. And I'm gonna be editing it, and it should be out soon. My projection date is definitely gonna be next year. So you should be looking forward to seeing Culture Freedom. And I've also been in negotiations with a couple of streaming sites and everything. So it's definitely gonna get out there, man. Um, I wanted to just touch on some things, man. Been a minute. Well, not a minute, but we just did the bill with Amani Bay a couple of weeks ago. Great bill. Go back and check it out. Definitely share that video, you know what I'm saying, to wherever your social media sites, and, you know, just share it to individuals, man, because even if you don't recognize you've been an Aborigine, just seeing greatness that your ancestors was doing in the past, you know what I'm saying, would definitely wake up a lot of your DNA and would definitely wake you up as a person who think you are a descendant of slaves. Um, I wanted to go in a little bit just on some stuff that, you know, my observation is just my opinion. These are just my opinion, but this stuff is, for the most part, everything is just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But some of this stuff is applicable and you can apply it to your life, man. So, you know, for those of you, you know, a lot of you guys don't know me, you don't know what I look like. You just see this symbol up here that represents who A1 is. Well, I know Kiel, you know what I'm saying? As far as who I am, you know what I'm saying? Let's give you guys some insight. And you know what I'm saying? For you trolls, man, you can take this shit and hopefully it motivates your motherfucking ass too. Right? And shout out to the haters too, man. Shout out to these motherfuckers in this community who want motherfuckers to be on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you know, I still master at the end of the day. Whether you apply that, whether you don't apply that, whether you understand what that means or you don't understand what that means. You got a lot of people within this community who want people to be a leader or want to be leading in front of. I'm not no motherfucking leader of nobody. I'm a leader of my family. I'm a leader of my kids and my, you know, and my loved ones. That's what I'm a leader as. You know, most of you guys. I'm 44 years old. My birthday is in 2 months, and you know, hopefully I'll be 45. But you know, some of you guys are older than me. Some of you guys are younger than me. You be your own leaders. You take the information, apply it to your life, and make you better for yourself. That's what all of this shit been about. It haven't been about beefing with individuals. Me personally, you know, I came into this community going to Pan Africans. Never came and never, and it's like a lot of people that came after me that I consider to be my goddamn sons. Because I know whether you guys put some fucking respect on my name or not, like a lot of these motherfuckers in this community that build on shit got a lot of talking points from the information that I put out there. So, you know, like I said, man, a lot of motherfuckers wouldn't be making no videos if they never got inspiration from people like me and other people who've been putting that information out there. You know, I give credit to the Moors because, like I said, they was the first people, the first Aborigines that woke me up. I don't separate them from being Aborigines. And I don't care what nobody's personal opinion is because I'm well researched. Like I just talk care with no asshole or whatever. Anybody else want that information or you want to share information, you want to debate or you want to have a conversation or something that you don't agree with me, hit me up at chiefoftimechannel.com and I'll tell your ass up too. Whoever, anybody, I don't give a fuck. Go get your greatest scholar. Go get the nigga who think he great today. I don't give a fuck who he is. You guys didn't know. I done put out videos about Van Spucci, about the term America, well before any of these other niggas who claim they put it out there. I done put out a video about King Khalifa. I done put videos about the pyramids. I done put videos about the mound. I done showed you the images of the Aborigines. I done showed you Black Europeans well before these niggas try to take this shit and try to monopolize the information and get talking points from it. So, you know, me myself, I'm definitely proud of the work that I've done. You know what I'm saying? And individuals who respect that, you know what I'm saying, they can see it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So um, I'm always a humble brother, always a humble servant. You know, I want to give just got a couple of things or like a conviction. I just want to, I just feel compelled to just talk a little bit today. Um, me myself, I'm from Jersey. You know, I grew up, I grew up with a father in the house and everything. You know what I'm saying? I lost my brother when I was 14 years old. And, growing up in my neighborhood was rough. You know what I'm saying? Shootings, drug dealers, all that. But one thing about North, we had niggas that was stealing cars, and my brother was a car thief. I lost my brother, how it go, but, I mean, that kind of helped me. That kind of helped me remember who I was when I got a little older. All right, so I played football for probably one of the best schools in Jersey. I had invitees. Like I said, my mic is bad. Let me take this shit out. All right, mic check. Press one if you guys can hear me, man. I just took my microphone out. I'm sorry. Okay, we at 2, so I'm gonna start again. My bad. Press one if you guys can hear me now better. Okay. Press one if you guys can hear me. Let me see. Please stay by the chat room. And just press one if you guys can hear me. Could probably be saying it. I'm sorry about that. That's a little choppy. You gotta forgive me too. My voice is a little hoarse, man. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to be choppy, you guys. I'm gonna start all over then. All right, so like I said, I'm from North New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And growing up, I had a 2-parent household. I had a father, working father, and everything. But the area that I lived in kind of took away, kind of had a lot of negativity. What is it? I'm too loud or what? You guys can hear me? A little choppy? Let me see. Damn, it sounds real bad. Let me see something. Let me go back and check the audio. Nah, my phone, my computer. All right, man, I'm gonna try it again. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? I mean, like I said, my voice is kind of hoarse, so if you hear me, like, if you hear my voice, that's my voice. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My voice is kind of hoarse. I just had to give a presentation in front of some students at my school for like 200 students. So talk real loud. My voice is, my voice is terrible. Okay, that's just saying. All right, okay, all right. So boom, like I said, so I put the link in the description to AP if you want to come in. Let me put it back in there. Okay. All right. They go right there. So you want to come in, you just hit the link. All right, so like I was saying, right? I lost my brother when I was 14 years old or whatever. And like, if I don't know, like I probably would have been in the NFL You know what I'm saying? If I would have had you know what, it's not that the support is not from everybody else, because you got to self-on master, and you got to make sure your goals and your dreams, anything that you set aside for yourself, get done. You know, but sometimes the motivation and the support is what compel people to get to that other level. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as like my YouTube channel, the motivation from the people is what kept compelling me to do the research. And, you know, the appreciation, man. The appreciation is what compelled me to do the research, is what compelled me to do Culture Freedom. Okay, that's my phone. Let me turn that off, my bad. All right, so like I was saying, man, you know, I grew up, man. I started selling drugs at 16 years old. You know, despite the fact my mother was still kind of, you know, hurt about losing my brother. You know what I'm saying? Started selling drugs. Like when I was growing up, like, I mean, drugs was prevalent everywhere. There was no jobs out here like it is now. And, you know, it was out there. It was a lot of influence from movies, King of New York, Scarface, New Jack City. And, you know, it's a rare other movies that came along that kind of influenced people to go down that dark realm of selling poison to their people. So me, you know what I'm saying, I was you know, I sold drugs to anybody. I didn't give a fuck who you was. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, like, I don't know, at some point in time, I had an epiphany, right? Even before I went to prison. I went to state prison twice. CBS, controlled dangerous substance. You know, I did 3 years and I did 5 years. You know, I did have parole, of course, but that was my ultimate sentence, right? In total, I probably maybe about a little under 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Enemy lines, or how do you want to say, in captivity. So, you know, my first time going to jail or going to prison, you know, my motivation was, man, to come home and do the right thing. But, I really tried, but it didn't work that time. You know what I'm saying? So the second time I felt like I was kind of rescued instead of being arrested. And when I say rescue, meaning that I rescued myself from me, because I could have been spiraling out of control. And, you know, like I said, man, and I tell you like this, man, I ain't no killer. I ain't no tough guy. I'm a defensive individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Sagittarius, so I like to fight. I've always fought growing up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm a light-skinned brother, so, you know, I've always had to fight. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, people think light-skinned niggas soft, right? So I've always had to fight. Always. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, you know, win, lose, or draw, however it go. You know what I'm saying? Shot at some people, shot at, you know, some other things that happen, but however it go, we here, right? So it ain't nothing to hide. I'm just telling you my evolution just as a man and just as a God myself, right? So, you know, I came into it. My second time going to prison, I was a little bit more smarter this time. I said, man, I'm gonna work on myself. I dropped out of high school in I was 10R, so I was a 10th grade repeater, even though I was still playing football. And I told you guys this story before of how my a friend of mine that was I think he was in the 10th grade with me. And you know how you always got a class, jump somebody in class, you always hiking with and shit, always bugging. This was my boy, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he's just a regular dude like me. You know what I'm saying? You know, mother buying them clothes and, you know, trying to keep up with everything, right? Next year, when I came back to school, you know what I'm saying, he was in another one of my classes. But this time he was different. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker was coming to school with dookie ropes, what we call like the shit Run DMC wear, like the big ass dookie ropes. I said with dookie ropes, with fucking Gucci links, hair bones. We used to wear hair bones. Hair bones is a flat chains. Shit, man. There's a lot of shit, man. And I wanted to be that. This motherfucker got probably a $3,000 Gucci suit on. He got from Dapper Dan in New York. You guys that's in New York area, you guys know who Dapper Dan is. And, I was like, damn, like this nigga balling. I mean, I ain't know like balling, but I just knew that he was getting money from somewhere. And then nigga told me that wasn't it. When we went outside, the nigga had a 300E with a Louis Vuitton rag on it. Like niggas used to put rags on top of the cars and shit, right? Nigga had a all black 300E with some what we call he had no BBSs. He had hammers on it. These rims called hammers with the low pros and shit, right? And I was like, damn. So, you know, I kind of knew how to drive because my brother taught me how to drive. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really into stolen cars like that, but he taught me a little bit how to drive. So I could drive better than him. So he used to have me driving his car because like in the school I went to for lunch, we used to leave and go out and go eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go to the center or go wherever and go get something to eat, right? To the pizza parlor or whatever, right? So he used to have me driving, right? And I noticed I just was driving this nigga places. He'd come back, get back in the car. I'd take him to another place, come back, get in the car. All along, I never knew I was taking him to make his deliveries and shit the whole time, right? So at the end of the delivery, the nigga gave me like $200 one day. He's like, hey, man, put this in your pocket, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still young, man. I'm fucking, what, 16? So I'm like, damn. Okay. And you know, the time I went to school and I wasn't from, you know, I went to school out there because my mom's worked out there. But, you know, however it go, I get into that, right? So, however it go, my boy got locked up. He got locked up. When he got locked up, this nigga used to put his book bag in my locker because we had lockers and shit. So when he got locked up, I never looked in his book bag before. You know what I'm saying? He got locked up for like 6-7 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? So nobody knew that I had his book bag. His book bag was in my locker, right? So I opened his book bag up. This nigga had like almost 300 grams in his book bag and had like $10,000. I took that shit, right? I took that shit, right? I ain't really know what to do with it, but I took it. So, I got a little acquainted into hustling and everything. And I took that shit to the moon. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, back then when niggas is hustling, you can make $3,500. You can make $1,000 in probably, you can make $1,000 in a couple of hours, man. That's how fast it was. Like shit was just coming. It was just like endless money. I remember having money in my front pockets, my back pockets, and in my socks. You understand what I'm saying? Like real talk outside. Like this was an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I went through that all the way until I got into my mid-20s. From selling crack, selling heroin, what we call regular coke. And that's it. That's all I really indulged in. I wasn't a weed seller. I wasn't selling pills. I was basically selling the hardcore shit, right? So, all right. So what happened was I started selling heroin at the end. Right? Heroin is something totally different because with heroin, if you don't have heroin, the individual will get sick. So you got grown-ass people coming to me, snot coming down their nose, sitting on themselves, crying. I can't go to work until I get off of E or whatever. Can you just give me a bag or whatever? So what I started to do was, like, when I got my shit, I used to have samples on my shit. I ain't gonna go into how much shit I was getting, but I had a lot of samples. Like I had over like probably about 4 or 5 extra bricks of samples. Like, each thing I was getting had like 3-4 bundles on it. So I used to have a lot of extra shit. So I used to take them at some time. I used to sell them, but then I say, you know what? I'm gonna take probably like 2 of these and just give them out to people who sick. You know what I'm saying? Like if they pay me back, they pay me back. If they don't, they don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't like to see grown. That shit fucked me up to see grown ass people going through that shit, yo. It fucked me up. That shit started pulling at my heartstring. The same thing of seeing people who on crack, seeing them bring their kids in, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like the shit is sad, man. The shit, like sometimes I think about that shit. And I was saying that, like, I look at my daughter and I say, damn, I wouldn't ever want my daughter to have to go through no shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it really hurts, man, to see, you know what I'm saying, people bring their kids through, man. And you know, they buying drugs. And, you know, that shit is what made me compel me to change, yo. That shit compelled me to where, like, I had to separate myself from that materialistic shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though right now I work, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of shit. I mean, well, not a lot of shit, but you know, a lot of stuff is what, if you will, if you want to call sneakers, that shit is nothing. That shit comes. I'm a god. You know what I'm saying? I create this shit. So however it go, it comes, right? So, like, after seeing that, I got to a point where I started to tell motherfuckers who was buying drugs off me, go get help. I don't know how the fuck I was playing a therapist and a dealer at the same time, or like telling people, man, like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, right? When I used to hustle, I used to keep a little Bible in my back pocket, yo. And I used to read Psalms. Every morning I used to read Psalms. I used to read Psalms 82. For some reason, I was connected to that ye all gods, right? Even back then, right? I used to read Psalms 82, Psalms 91, Psalms 120, and Psalms 121. And I think I used to read 41, because I think I had 91, 121, and I think 41. I used to read 5 verses from Psalms, like every morning before I went to go do my thing, right? But like I said, I played, you know, trying to help people. Like, even I was out there doing the wrong, I was out there hustling, man. But I never would indulge in none of that shit. I never treated nobody like a goddamn slave. I've seen motherfuckers do some fucked up shit to people. And I used to always like, yo, you a foul nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? You foul as hell. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's how you treat your people, because I still had some level of consciousness in me. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of consciousness back then from the rappers, man. And the song I play, Sunshine by Brand Nubians, when he say an uncontrolled substance attained in the vow, sitting at the devil as he looks in a smile, good at the game of technology, but I got knowledge of myself, you're not fooling me. You see, the answer together is black unity, unification to help our self-preservation. I wrote this on the day of wisdom power. All praises due. He said, I won't diss a next brother to get paid. That's not my trade. That's the way it's set up by the color man. Now he be like, there is no way. I'm gonna play it. He be like, it's just that sad old song, self-destruction, to stop our reproduction. That murderer. So I always used to remember that video, yo, and that shit used to, when I was out there hustling, that was like my angel on my shoulder, like I knew I was doing wrong, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like Coogee Rap said, and Road to Riches, right? Coogee Rap got a song called Road to Riches, right? He said, hold up, damn, I'm trying to think of that verse, what he said. He said, I was addicted to the money, like the money had you addicted to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even like, you're not gonna stop going from making $2,000 a better day to going to go work at a spot, because that's not the way we set up. Like, you know what I'm saying? There has to be something to where you help you get, you know what I'm saying, to help you get back to normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when I said I was rescued, that's when I was rescued from the money and the lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I used to drink. I used to be like, you know what I'm saying? We used to drink Hennessy, like, you know what I'm saying? XO Hennessy, get the $100 bottles. Like, you know what I'm saying? We used to be in the club and tunnels, shit, Limelight. Man, there's a bunch of clubs we used to go in New York, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to drink all that shit. Moet. We used to mix Moet with Hypnotic. We used to do all that shit, right? So, okay. The last time I got arrested, right? And I got arrested for some small shit. And them niggas gave me a cash bail. Like, them niggas gave me $100,000 cash bail for some bullshit. Some shit that if I was in Essex County, I would have probably got a fucking OR for. But however it go, the county that I was in, they gave me that high ass bail. I went for a bail reduction. They wasn't trying to let me go, right? Hired attorney. They wasn't trying to let me go, right? Try to get 10% added onto my bail. They still wasn't trying to get me that. So when they came at me, like with my lawyer was negotiating the terms of my like, you know what I'm saying, trying to, like, I said, look, man, fuck this shit. Like, I'm not sitting in this motherfucker. Like, I'm not, like, whatever we need to do, we need to do. Like, I'm not just gonna be sitting in no motherfucking county for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't ever done that because I've always gotten bailed out when I was doing what I was doing. Because I've always had a fucking a lawyer on retain. I always had to retain a lawyer fee. Always. Every month I paid my lawyer $200, right? So I used to drink. I used to smoke cigarettes, right? And however you look at it, I just tell you like this, right? So coming from that, when I was incarcerated that time, and like I got out, I negotiated it for some reason. My lawyer, I just told my lawyer to be quiet because he wasn't helping me no more. My lawyer, I'm paying this nigga. He's a mother, and he was a good lawyer. And I negotiated my plea deal because I wasn't going to take the shit to trial. You know what I'm saying? I was defeated. Oh yeah, and I tell you like this is the shit that really, this was it for me. This is what made it for me, right? I had a white lady that I used to, she used to work on a toll booth. She got hit by a truck, right? The truck hit the toll booth and dragged her for about maybe, like it was some fucked up shit, but she was on all types of shit. Percocets, oxycodone. This is back in early 2000, like maybe like, 2001, right? So I used to give her like $300 credit every week. And then I go down there and just get my money, right? You know what I'm saying? So the time when I got my money, I forgot what happened. I think I gave her something or whatever, but the police was watching her house. So as soon as I came out, the person who I was with, instead of him being ready to pull, being ready to leave, the motherfucker putting water in his car. So he got the hood up. So by the time we get in the car, the fucking police just ran down on us. So when they, they detained me and they was like, yo, where the stuff at? I said, man, I ain't got nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? So the individual who I was with, they was like, well, we're going to lock both of y'all up. And I'm like, man, well, he ain't got shit to do with it, right? So however it go, I knew they was going to find what I had on me anyway. They was going to strip search me. So I just gave it. I said, well, you're going to let him, if you're going to let him go, then you got me. I'm already cuffed. They already got the money from her. They already got the shit that I gave her. So I already know I'm going to jail, right? So when they brought her out the house, she had a daughter. She had I never knew she had a daughter. No. I did know she had a daughter. I'm lying. I did know she had a daughter, right? You know what I'm saying? This is a white lady, man. This little white girl, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just like, it's a real uncomfortable feeling selling poison to people, my dude. So when they brought her out the house, her daughter came out the house. And she was crying and, oh, man, don't lock my mother up and all this, that, and the third. And that shit, I was looking at that shit, man. And I said, I'm done with this shit, man. Fuck this shit. The link in the chat room, Chief. I said, I'm done with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I don't give a fuck what I gotta do going forward. I ain't selling drugs no more. But I had to go and do some time, though. Don't get it fucked up. I had to go and do, like I said, I had 5 years for some small shit, some fucking, man, some small shit, though. But you know what, though? I'm glad I did that time, yo. I wouldn't change that for the world, yo. I wouldn't change the fact that I went through what I went through. But like I said, looking at that little girl, and it just brought me back to another experience that I had, you know what I'm saying, when I told you when I was selling crack. Seeing how, you know, people bring their kids around and then tell them go in the store, come out and buy something, or, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and I started seeing, like, and you go up in these people's houses, their houses fucked up. They got people up there smoking coke. Like, and it's just like, it's a bad environment just for a child to be in, period, man. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, when I started realizing that, man, I should start pulling at my heartstring, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, prior to that, you know, I dropped out of school in 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to state prison, I said, man, fuck this shit, man. Whatever programs they got in here, I'm taking these programs and I'm gonna better myself from. You know what I'm saying? I went back to school. I remember we used to have this teacher named Miss Wade, old lady too. She'd be mean as hell, but she was a black lady. She was cool. And her nephew, or no, her son, either her son or her grandson, he used to come in and do a class on credit. And we locked up. He's showing how to get credit in every motherfucking thing, how to build your credit up, how to, you know what I'm saying, how not to pay. He was showing us all of that shit, right? He was showing us how to do all that shit while I was locked up, right? So I have it go. You know, I got my GED in there, paid off my license. You know, I got a bunch of certificates, and I got an electrician certificate. I got like not an auto mechanic. No, I got my CDL because of what we used to have a CDL class. We used to have an answers to it. So when I went home, after I got, like, because in Jersey, you got, like, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't had your license for a while, you got to go back through provisional, and then you have to have your license clean for a year before you can even get your CDL. So I had to wait a whole year for me to even get my CDL. And I never really even used my CDL. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't, you know, I drove trucks briefly or whatever, but I didn't really drive for a long period of time because I was like, man, I got tired. Like, I was working for labor union. I worked for the iron workers. I worked on the New World Trade Center. I seen motherfuckers die in that building. And I was like, you know, I'm scared of heights. I'm not gonna lie to you. And one day my foreman, I was making $37 an hour. I was bringing home, like, every fucking 2 weeks, almost after taxes, like $2,500 every week after taxes, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a laborer in New York. In New York, laborers, I mean, you got motherfuckers that get paid all the way up to about $60 an hour, right? So I'm a laborer. And one day the foreman came in and he like, look, man, I need you, come on with me. Now my supervisor, he knew that I didn't like to go past, like, the fucking, probably the 20th floor or whatever. So he kept me down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He was looking out for me. But when this motherfucker came through the day, it was the I forgot what the dude title was, but he was with the person who owned the fucking building, yo. We was there with the nigga who owned the New World Trade Center, yo. We went up on a fucking 90th floor on a fucking cargo elevator, not a cargo elevator, but the elevator that's on the side of the fucking buildings, man. And that shit was shaking. I'm sitting up. As I'm going up, I could see the whole, I ain't gonna say, I could see the whole New York and New Jersey. And I'm like, I'm standing, I'm holding in the corner like, oh shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I fuck all that. I'm scared of heights. I don't fuck with heights. You can put me in water, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't like no fucking heights, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like fucking roller coasters neither. I don't fuck with none of that shit, man. None of that shit that fuck with your adrenaline or whatever. So, you know, I was like, yo, I was fucking like, what the fuck? So the guy owner, like, you scared of heights, my man? I said, nah. I'm just my stomach, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, nah, you scared of heights, man. He was just laughing and shit, right? So this motherfucker, from that day on, had me going up there. And I used to wake up with anxiety. Like, before I go to work, I used to wake up like 2 hours before and think about that shit. Like, man, oh, man. And that used to fuck with my sleep. So I just said, fuck it, man. I just stopped working, yo. I actually just quit the job, yo. And I was making good money, and I haven't made money like that probably since hustling, when I was hustling. But however it go, I said, you know what? Got me another little gig. It wasn't no $37 an hour. It was probably like $19 an hour, $18 an hour. But however it go, I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going back to school, man. I said, fuck this shit. I'm going back to school. You know, I already had my GED, so I had to go through a community college because I didn't take my SAT. Like, when you go straight to a university, you got to take your SAT. If you want to go to a university without taking your SAT, you got to go through a community college, and the community college will have you on basic level courses. And once you get done with them basic level courses is basically the SAT. You know what I'm saying? But however it go, you got to take the basic level courses even in a community college. So I went through a community college, got associates in the community college. And like I said, I worked 2 jobs and went to school on the weekends for 3 years straight. I mean, I had classes on a weekday, but I was a culinary major. So I used to take a lot of my culinary classes on the weekends, right? And I went to school for 3 fucking years, and probably about 2.5 years, I worked both jobs. And I got laid off from my other job, and this was when Barack Obama extended the unemployment. So I was getting unemployment for like shit. I was getting unemployment almost 3 years because they give you an extension if you're going to school. So if you're going to school, they keep giving you 6 months extensions, right? So I was getting that shit the whole time I was in school. And I have my daughter, so I was able to stay home with her and just be like, I guess you want to stay home, dad, if you want, or whatever, though. But, like I said, I go to school and I was doing that, right? So I got my associate, right, in applied science, or, you know what I'm saying? So then I said, fuck it, man. I want to go to school for nutrition. So went to school for nutrition, got a bachelor's in science for that, right? So then I said, fuck it. I'm gonna go get my master's degree. Fuck it. These niggas, and like I said, you know, as you go to school, you find out you can write little essays, you can do little shit to where you know what I'm saying, to where you can get extra money. And I was writing like I was writing like 3 or 4 essays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was getting all types of money. So I used to get money coming in at the end of the semester, right? But however it go, I went on. Like right now I'm like 8 credits short of me getting this master's. And understand this, right? I'm not telling nobody that school, a lot of shit in school is pseudo and under the general education and under eugenics. Okay. But prior to that, I have never done nothing. I ain't gonna say I've never done nothing. I have done something. Most of this shit, you know how we do, we'll start something and won't finish it. So for me to be able to get to the point where I'm at now, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm blessed because, even though I had a strong support system, you know what I'm saying? It still started with me. Despite the fact, even my support system may have been as strong as it was, I was still motivated to do that. And I wasn't going to stop until I finished it or whatever. So, so niggas talk that shit about degrees and all that shit, and I had to take fucking 3 biologies and 4 chemistries. I was in like my nutrition class. I was in there with doctors. I was in there with scientists. They all had to take nutrition, like, you know what I'm saying, or certain levels of nutrition. You know what I'm saying? But what I did was every summer I used to be off because I was already conscious at that point in time. I was already knew Dr. Sabi was, Joe Prukum, Dr. Scott Whitaker, Dr. Layla Africa, right? And I was trying to find and hold up. What's the brother name? Dr. Valentine is also a naturopath. You know what I'm saying? He's a naturopath too. But I hooked up with Layla Africa. And rest in peace to the brother, man. I loved Layla Africa, man. He was a funny motherfucker, yo. Like real talk, man. He was a good brother, man. I love that brother, man. Rest in peace, man, wherever the elder is at, man. He taught me a lot. And like we used to have, like, you know, we used to be on what's the name? Not Zoom, what's the other shit? Skype, doing the classes and everything. And then he send you a package, see the books and everything, and you know what I'm saying, you just correspond. We go through the different what's the name, and then we take the test. We take the test at the end of it. So I did 2 of them. I did it the first time, you know, I paid like $1,500 out of my pocket. And the second time, I think I paid like $1,000. They charged me $1,000. Him and his wife, Melanie. Shout out to Melanie Stevens too, man. She's good people too, man. So yeah, so you know, I took that up. And that shit had me going back and forth with my teachers, man. I used to be debating my teachers in the classroom. And I had to catch myself because I'm like, man, you know, this is like, you know, they got this curriculum set up for a reason. So I'm going to just go ahead and finish this shit off and just get done with this shit or whatever. But I do, like I said, this master's that I'm taking is in finance and in business. Now, like I said, there's 2 things you can get out of this, right? You can get, when you go to school or when you get in these trades or when you get anything, it's a few things you can do. You can actually take that trade, right? You can take that trade and go in business for yourself, or you could take that trade and go work for somebody. And I'm like, I've always been an entrepreneur, you know, for the most part. Like I mean, outside of me working for people, I don't like, you know, I could take this information and build on my own. You know what I'm saying? As far as nutrition, you know what I'm saying, culinary. I've been a culinary teacher for about 11 years. I've been teaching culinary for about 11 years. However it go, man, I just wanted to just give you guys some insight on who I am, you know, for the guys, some of the newer people that come along and know who I, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, just to get a vibe of who I am, you know what I'm saying, outside of the information level, or outside of us being Aborigines or whatever you may think that I'm on the Tanchine, but for whatever you may think you are, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as far as us as individuals, man, you know, a good friend of mine, he used to always say, step into your greatness. You know what I'm saying? And step into your greatness is becoming a god. Like outside you an Indian or Aborigines, there's still higher entities or higher planes or higher sciences in life that one has to accomplish. It ain't all about just being an American Indian. It ain't all about just thinking that we look at these Native Americans cultures and apply that to us. We are something different from them people. And I'm going to continue to say that, and I'm going to keep saying it. The people who keep pushing this Native American culture is people who don't do fucking research. The people who keep telling you to join some fucking dog rolls and sign up under them fucking things are people who not doing no fucking research. I'm not going on no fucking you're not going to take over my land and put me on no goddamn reservation along next to some other motherfuckers land. Well, I live on the land, I'm from the land. So that shit is not an oxymoron to me. But if you think you can get somewhere doing it, please follow the individual that's telling you to do that. I'm not, like I said my piece to what I don't agree with. But if you want to take that route, I'm not telling you, go ahead, because you have to experience every life. This whole thing is about experiences. So, you know, sometimes the experience is good, sometimes the experience is bad, to where you are compelled to even look in other directions or look in other aspects of life. So, okay, like I said, you know, outside of people finding out who you are, you know, you got people talking about genealogy and trying to connect us to white people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stay away from these fuck niggas that's doing that, especially if they not one of us. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Kiowa. One thing I kind of got a little love for him, despite the fact that he think that he's a I don't know what the fuck he think he is though, but that fuckery that he did over there last week on Top Cat channel was some fucking fuckery. That went against every fucking thing that we've been fucking out here talking about. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. And what I'm gonna do is, before you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna probably, like I said, I'm gonna probably do a build tomorrow, and that'll probably be one of my last builds for a minute. But I'm gonna go into everything. I'm gonna make one whole video and this shit gonna be long because I'm gonna put everything in it. Everything that I got, I'm gonna put all the science articles, I'm gonna put all the images, I'm gonna put everything into it to let you guys know or whatever. I mean, you know, put everything, consolidate all the information that I came across, and we're gonna definitely go on that. You know what I'm saying? But outside of any of that, we know goddamn well ain't no fucking Europeans is indigenous to this continent. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, this shit is not over with. That fuckery right there is not over with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, I feel bad for the brother because the brother wanted to try to do some different shit, and he fucking ran into a fucking wall like a crash dummy. That was a crash dummy doing a video like that. That shit wasn't to bring us together. That shit wasn't to bring nobody together. Nobody. That shit, I was confused. And I'm like, who put you up to do this goofy shit? I got my theories on who probably put him up to it. You understand what I'm saying? I definitely got my theories on who put him up to that. You know what I'm saying? And I say like this, right? Man, I ain't jealous of nobody out here putting this information. My information speaks for its goddamn self. I don't have to rehearse nothing. I don't have to record nothing prior to me doing my builds. I don't have to have no scripted written statements or say anything scripted. We flow from we just flow. You know what I'm saying? And it's not freestyling, it's being compelled by the ancestors to push this shit through. You understand what I'm saying? So well, I want to touch on something else. We talked about that fuck shit with the white Indian shit. Kid, while you listening, man, that was some real fuck shit. I don't like that ain't about no information Top Cats. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Like, to me, I would never put no shit like that on my channel. I already know it's gonna get back. It's confusing us as people. You know what I'm saying? But what else I want to talk about? Oh, I want to say something about Caribbean. That's what I want to say something about, right? I understand this. Like I said, I'm putting it on my channel, so you niggas will know first. So you'll know first, right? No, I didn't. Me personally, never had no problems with that individual. I mean, I'm saying your name, Karimio. I'm talking about him. That's what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. You motherfuckers want to record it, send it to him. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it. Okay. Now, when I first got into this shit, I got into this shit because I started noticing these images start popping up of Aborigines. Outside of the Moors talking about it, I started noticing that, wait a minute, when I was a Pan-African, I was like, you know, we was all over Africa. And most of us know, according to the story that they tell us, right, that we are from West Africa, right? But for some reason, we'll talk about North Africa,
We talk about Egypt, Sudan, and all these other places, right? So once I heard these people start saying, like, nah, nigga, we been here already. What do you mean we been here already? You know what I'm saying? I didn't kind of understand that, you know, but once I ran into the Hakeem Bey video or whatever, it kind of like, that was it. That was it. I was like, nah, Money Grip, these niggas is lying to us, bro. These motherfuckers is lying. Fuck that, they're lying. And I got my own evidence. So like I said, Culture Freedom, the book, not the documentary, but the book. And I probably will mention this in the documentary and break it down for you, right? For me to do that, I had to do the scientific method, which is observation, right? Observation, form a hypothesis, okay? Then after the hypothesis, you form a theory, right? Then after the theory, you do the experiment. And after the experiment, you conclude and you put all your data and you come up with what you observe and what is your final final say so according to the information that you know what I'm saying, that you basically you know the steps you went through. So like I said, you know, me doing my own research, I look and I say, wait a minute, these people saying Negroes. Everybody is not a Negro today. The only motherfucker they call Negroes mainly is the people in North America. Outside of they will get other people who look like us confused and call them that as well. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay. We jump back to him, right? Brother, all I did to this brother was get his brother respect, never disrespect him. I can't help if you don't like me saying Mongoloid. I can't help if you don't like me saying mixed breed. You understand? I can't help that shit. Motherfucker, I'm light-skinned. Motherfucker might call me. I don't give a fuck. That shit still ain't going to denote from who the original people on this continent is. You know what I'm saying? It still ain't going to denote who the original people on this continent is. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I've always showed everybody respect. I didn't fuck with Phoenix Moon or none of these people. Like, I put Phoenix Moon video on my channel. You guys already told you about that or whatever, but I just couldn't get with them because they will stop your level of thinking. They will keep it at genealogy. When there's more levels to this shit besides genealogy. Genealogy, look, I did my genealogy just by I knew my mother's. I knew my mother. I knew my fathers. So I was already able to go back into the fucking 1800s just through word of mouth and through personal documentation that they had. Just by me asking them, just by me asking, calling my aunts that kept records on certain things. And all people don't have that. Okay? Everybody might not be lucky enough to do that. But I'm gonna tell you this much. Like, it took me a minute to do my to get back below 1860. And it wasn't hard, but it took me a minute. I mean, on my mother's side, I got somebody from 1821, and then I got another person who actually was on the fucking rolls from 1850 something, 1853. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, shout out to Yashua Hebrew, man, because Yashua Hebrew, he showed me something that I didn't know, and he helped me out. So it's definitely shout out to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of we may have issues or whatever, though, but he's still one of our brothers or whatever, however it go. But what I'm saying is this, and I've helped other people with their answer, with their doing their genealogy. And I'm not a genealogist. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a geologist, or I help people find their lineage as well and telling them through the steps of how I proceed. But I'm going to tell you this much, right? When you start calling some of these Hall of Records and you start trying to locate certain documentations, death records, and not marriage records and I'm gonna say birth certificates or what they had before the birth. It was a something of live birth. I can't think of it right now. Right? When they come down and looking at all this shit, you gotta go to these motherfucking places sometime. Sometimes they're not gonna release the records to you until you pull out, until you show them motherfuckers that you are a descendant of these people. They're not just gonna get nobody records over the phone. Some people may have had success with that. I'm not here to tell nobody that they didn't. I don't know nobody else. I only could tell you from the research from me doing my personal shit on what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I still got some records from the 17 like the late 1700s on my father's side that's in Macon, Georgia right now, that when I do go to North Carolina and go do these 2 interviews down there or whatever, I'm going to stop there and get these records or whatever. Now, that's just one person. My mother's mother, she got some documentations in Virginia. So I got to go to Virginia too. So I'm telling you, for me doing my personal shit, I could not do my shit on no Ancestry.com like that. Because I didn't have family members putting the information in there. I had to do the research and put certain people. And like I said, even when you get the Ancestry.com, it might be 8, 9 people who lived in the same area that your ancestors lived in. And you're not clear on who's who. Now you gotta find documentation and birth records to connect them individuals, because you might have 5 people named Joe Jackson, for example, right? Joe Jackson got a different birthday, right? So when you connect your family, and if you able to connect that, then you will be able to do that. But some people just put any fucking body. I'm not saying that's what everybody do. I don't know what people do. I'm just telling you from what the fuck I have seen. You understand what I'm saying? Doing my personal lineage. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. I cannot go all the way back until I go to some of these places and grab these documentations that are sealed. These shits are not even on any fucking hard copies. You understand? So when it come down to that, everybody, and I'm gonna say 90-something% of us is not gonna find nobody with fucking Indian on your shit. Fuck them fucking robes. Fuck them crackers that made them fucking robes. But if you can use that and you want to, I don't know, I got a dossier. I don't want to be part of no. If you do, if whatever you want to do, you fucking go do it. I don't want to be part of no fucking tribes. I don't want to go down there and rock with none of these people. I feel like where I'm at is around my people right now. But I'm still American Aborigine. You understand? These people know who the fuck I am. They know I'm Indians not taxed. They know that. I go to the store every motherfucking day and don't pay taxes. Do you know that? Do you fucking know that? And it ain't about that. It's about you knowing who you are and claiming who you are. And it's about people respecting who you are. Or you're a Native American. Nah, I'm not no Native American. I'm a Autochthon. What's an Autochthon? Pull out the etymology dictionary. Bing, 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 bing. Look, one sprung from the soil. Meaning my people came out this motherfucking soil. My people did not transfer from one continent. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sister, buddy.
Hey, everyone. You right about that genealogy.
Huh?
You right about that genealogy, and salute to you for your life experience. You know, I'm proud of you, bruh. Not everybody take that turn like you and stuff, you know. But I salute you, man. I'm proud of you.
I appreciate you for saying that. I definitely
That,
like
that's
it.
that's amazing, and you just showing that anybody could do it. I got family members that's still struggling with that life and not making attempts to change themselves, and they in their 60s still standing on the block. So to hear that, when I hear a brother changing, that's so positive. It is. We all come from different backgrounds, But
I'm anti that though. I'm anti any, like, you know, before, if you really want to make a real change in your community, you're gonna have to get the nigga, the poison, the death dealers, or the niggas who puts the poison out first. You can't deal with no white man and fix, and you can't, the white man ain't gonna come in with the solution, because the only thing you want to see is him killing another one of the people on TV, and you gonna sit there like, oh, they killing us, they're killing us. But when are you grown ass tough killers or tough guys gonna go in these communities and tell these niggas, look, my dude, you're not gonna be standing on this corner selling poison to our people no longer. And when we come back out here, you should be gone. That's it. And then you deal with it from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we supposed to be moving out here, because you got to bring the integrity of the people back. You cannot have dysfunctional people running shit. It's never gonna work.
that's true.
You know, I can't put a crackhead as a fucking cashier. Like, how? I'm gonna put a crackhead as a cashier.
That's true, but you know what? It's brothers like you here in Connecticut. Connecticut's so fucking racist. It's brothers like you that done did 20 and 30-year bids, right? And they done went to college and everything, just like you. And they get out of prison and they want to try and apply for like to open up like a 501c3 so that they could help their brothers that's in prison and help young kids on the block. But the problem is the fucking state leaders won't give them the loan so they could better, continue to better their lives and be a positive role models to the community. You know what they do with the fucking money? They turn around and give it to the church leaders and tell brothers like you to go work up under your church. Get the fuck out of here. That is wrong. It's wrong. Don't nobody should have to be forced to go to nobody's church to start a program, and it's their business to help the community. And everybody don't want to go to church, and I don't blame them, because the church people only look out for their people, and it's wrong. It's wrong.
And you know what?
Get
Look,
loans and
they
open
get funds. Oh, you can hear me. Look, they get funds from the farm bill. The farm bill runs SNAP. It runs all of them programs like SNAP. I can't think of all of them right now, but
all the
SNAP
federal programs. Yeah,
exactly. All of this shit dealing with food, and these same like churches get first dibs. I got a 501c3 that I have for the last 6 years. You know, it's outreach center. It's dealing with people who trying to how you say people who trying to get I can't think of it. I can't get it right now. Yeah, excuse me. People who trying to get acquainted with being back in society. Is dealing with people who have substance abuse. It's dealing with huh? Yeah, transitioning. Transitioning. You know what I'm saying? Damn, a Black Beard Mirage, man. Email me, my brother. I've been watching your videos for a minute. I would love to get a interview with you, my brother. And peace to everybody in the chat room, man. Peace to everybody. But brother Black Beard Mirage, you put a lot of good information out. Email me, my brother. I would love to get a bill with you. However it go, these programs is the programs we need to fix our people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like in my community, you got these dilapidated houses all over the places, niggas selling drugs in front of them. And these can be good communities if we just was able to straighten them out and get some of the violence out and get people willing to live back in these areas. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually working on some loans or whatever. Because my whole thing is I want to snatch up at least as many as I can or whatever, and just, you know, and fix them up, and then only put my people in these communities, not gentrify, because our people is being gentrified. What's happening is in my community, a lot of these people from Central and South America is coming in, buying these houses. They're going to these auctions 6 and 7 deep, putting their money together and buying these motherfucking houses, fixing them up, and then living in them.
They're doing it here too.
Why niggas walk around, why niggas smoking cigarettes and drinking beers in front of them. None of these niggas never turned around and said, wait a minute, I should get this house right. But they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get credit right. They don't know what programs to go through. They don't know how to build. Like I said, look, we need programs for Aborigine people. Fuck all that minorities and blacks and all that. We need something designated for us as a people. For us as a people. The only way we gonna get right is by us starting to build. Like outside of, if these people ever give us reparations, if you don't know what to do with the fucking money, you just gonna give it back to them. I know what to. If motherfucker gave me $100 million right now, I know what to do with it. I know exactly what to do with it. That money, I mean, like I would never get. They would kill me if I had that much money, because I would. They would kill me. They will. Most people who got that much money are either boule, or they make sure that these individuals with that money don't have no agendas to try to change the system. As long as you agree with how the system is, they don't mind you having that money. As long as you agree how the system. Oh, you like putting women on your video shaking their ass? Cool, no problem. Oh, you like shooting niggas and talking about you a killer? Okay, cool, no problem. But when it comes to us and trying to get back into spiritual, they done broke our spirit. Period. They broke our spirit. Our spirit is all fucked up. But wait a minute. Let me get back into Karimio real quick, and I'm gonna let you build, Sister Becky. So, as far as Karimio, right? And I'm saying the brother does work out there. He helped people or whatever. That's what the fuck you want to say, whatever, right? I personally never had no problem with this nigga. This nigga decides to get mad at me. The experts call these people mongoloids. When you read in this shit, they call these people mongoloids. And just for the matter, they don't call the people in Europe Swazi. They call them people Moors over there. So let's be fucking 100 on that, okay? But as far as the mongoloid situation, them are not my motherfucking people. If you goofies out there think your people was living in the goddamn wilderness like that, maybe some of you guys got connections to some of them. That ain't my motherfucking story. That's your story. And you need to, if you were related to these people, how the Terminator said, no, hasta la vista. Motherfucker, hasta la vista, nigga. Bon voyage. I'm gonna be standing right there like, peace, go live with them. I hope that TP got a heat in it. You know what I'm saying? Bon voyage, motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, bon voyage. If these people are your people, bon sayonara, hasta la vista, gomasta, peace, whatever the fuck you want to say to get your ass back out there with them people. My people is fucking gods, nigga. My people is responsible for these fucking canals. My people had the science from 09. We wrote almanacs. We had fucking science and culture that was way superior. And these people is not telling you who the fuck you really are. And then they're telling you, you understand? And when they
together, including the United States, they're all in it together.
They're all in it together. And once you realize that, it gets kind of spooky, because now you know you in a fight with people who really don't want you to know who you are, and you can be a statistic or a casualty of war if you put the wrong information out. Listen, I'm a god. The ancestors is with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you got brothers out here pushing this information, these people don't. You think these motherfuckers want us to know we Indians or we Aborigines to this land? They don't want all this trickery. You understand? They don't want to.
They didn't do a good job hiding it. It's too late.
They didn't did that, and they done got us calling ourselves Africans, black, every fucking thing, man. When you know the color, you was taught the colors in kindergarten or preschool.
Yep.
That's the first thing you teach a child. This is red. This is blue. This is white. This is yellow. This is black. My little daughter knew better. When I taught her the color black, and I said, "Oh, that's a black." He's not black. He's brown. She knew better. But grown ass people don't even know better.
Nope, they don't.
You see what I'm saying? So we are gods. When these motherfuckers talk about the people who was living in the southern and northern hemisphere, from the motherfucking Mississippi all the way into Central America and all the way through the Gulf, all the way through Florida, all the way back around through Virginia, Maryland, fucking Delaware, New Jersey, New York, all the way up into Canada, that's our people right there. Now, you might have had some people in California and in some other places, but my particular lineage is in that region right there. And when I hear these crackers, the Graham Hancocks, the David Hatch Childrens, the Stephen Quells, all of these people who do archaeology, they be like, yo, the people who built these mounds wasn't Native Americans. The Native Americans don't know nothing about this shit. They said these people had advanced science. They had geometry. When they talk about the serpent mounds, they say for a person to build that, they had to have advanced geometry. Advanced geometry. Advanced. You see what I'm saying? So we're just at the tip of the iceberg with who we are. The observation that you're indigenous to this land is the first thing. The second thing is, you know, your lineage. And then the third thing is to find out who am I and what was my people responsible for? Because that's the history that these people was never going to teach you. So let me get back to Karimio real quick, right? So what I noticed about this brother was, right, I get these phone calls from certain individuals or the Google chat room or whatever, right? They be like, man, you know, what's up with that Mongoloid thing you was talking, man? I'm like, what? Hold up, wait a minute. Who is this? All right, you. Check this out. I don't have a problem with if you related to any of these people. Them people, not my people. I'm not here to talk about them, period. That's it. And I'm going to tell you this too, right? I'm not part of anything you niggas doing. You're not no leader of mine. You're not going to come and tell me who the fuck I am. And you're not going to put no motherfucking gag order on anything I fucking say. So understand that. I just want you guys to know that going forward with the conversation we had, right? So I kept getting these videos, kept getting these conversations, right? And then when we did the little debate, or it wasn't a debate because it was more of a fucking conversation that we had with Raul and the other niggas, these fake ass geneticists and whatever, talking about, you know, we from Africa and all this that. You know, I started to see certain things. And then also me, if you look on my channel, I push it. I talk about immigrants all the motherfucking time. I don't want no motherfucker. When we had the mighty Iroquois, the mighty Algonquin, or whatever the fucking nation, confederacy or nation that we had here, people just wasn't coming across that fucking border freely. Because these people ain't in your regions now, and they are only there because the people that fucking migrated there. That means that we kept these people out. Okay. You don't see them here. They ain't on the census nowhere. So that means we kept these people out. And because of colonization and because of all this other shit, the people who we're under colonized are letting these people in here. And then they pulling on your heartstring. Oh, these people, nah, motherfucker. A lot of these people, they come from tropical areas. They come from climates the way there ain't no damn winter. You niggas got papayas. You niggas got avocados. You niggas got all types of fucking exotic fruits and vegetables and, you know what I'm saying, shit that be growing in these lands or whatever. So you guys are not starving. When I grew up, understand this. When I grew up, they used to show these motherfucking African, these Ethiopian children, right? Little kids with big heads and big stomachs and flies flying around them. That's what I call poverty. I don't call nobody with a cell phone and full clothes, and I call that a person want to come here and bite the fruit from the serpent. Because understand, when you sign up, when you pledge allegiance to come here, you are biting the fucking fruit from the serpent. You don't get it. You don't get it. That's the whole thing. You signing up for the fuckery, and you signing up for all of the history that go along with the fuckery. So you find out, oh shit. Even we don't believe the slave story. But there was some slaves, and they was white people. We don't also believe the Indians was killed, but they tell people that, and people still sign up to come here knowing that this is what made this country. And they come here, oh, you got everything to do with that, nigga. If I'm like, let's say for example, right? Let's say it's a house, right? And let's say it's a family that live in the house, right? So we go in that house, make the family that live in the house, push them in the goddamn basement. And now we chilling in their house. We got the music up. Niggas has got cocktails. Niggas smoking. Well, if you smoking blunts or cigars or whatever the fuck you smoking, or whether niggas playing cards and spades or Motherfucker could be doing anything. Nigga would be playing fucking Twister. I don't know. But however it go, right? They know that these ain't their house. So you got one person that say, yo, man, you know, them people that live downstairs, those some nice people, man. Where them people from? And then you got somebody, well, Dave, you do know that this is their house we're in, right? So why they not up here with us? Oh, because we took it from them. Oh, shit. So you guys took over their house and put them in the poverty while you got the deluxe apartment with, you know, central air, fucking multiple rooms, fucking how they call them, sub-zero refrigerators, motherfucking how you say automatic water sinks, and you could just, you know what I'm saying, automatic water, all that type of shit, right? They're like, Dave, so you took this place from these people? So you're gonna get two type of people at this point in time that's gonna be at the party. You're gonna get the nigga that's questioning him, trying to figure out like, why do y'all do that? Because we wanted to, we wanted to put ourselves in their position, right? So the guy that's asking the question is gonna be like, you know what? I'm not with this shit, my dude. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then you might have somebody else in there that like, you know, yeah, man, you know, that maybe the guy that's asking the question might name be Joe or some shit, or Matt, or whatever. Like, huh?
No, I was laughing. Oh, Matt.
His name might be Matt or Joe or some shit, right? And then so the other person come there and say, well, man, you don't like this? Nah, fuck that. Y'all people took these people's house. I'm getting the fuck out. I don't want none of the karma that's gonna come with what y'all did. So when people sign up to here, there's a certain karma that comes along with them coming here biting the fruit from the fucking serpent. Because if the original landowners did not invite you here, and you're only here as a result of the people that colonized you, then what the fuck am I supposed to really think about you? I don't want to hear all these people come. Nah, motherfucker. These motherfuckers got papaya. Some of these people live in paradise and on our fucking land.
Yeah.
You understand, motherfuckers? Just let's go in the backyard. We got papayas, or we got motherfucking avocados, or we got guavas, or we got pineapples, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got waterfalls. So I just get these phone calls of motherfucker like you saying Mongoloid, yo, stop saying nigga, I ain't gonna stop saying shit, nigga. I ain't coming to, matter of fact, you my student. I ain't your student, nigga. You my student, nigga. Understand that. And a lot of the rest of these niggas who be popping shit is my fucking students too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't be trying to pull no motherfucking rank, but I got to sometimes. Sometimes you gotta let a motherfucker know you the wildest beast in the fucking jungle, my dude. Sometimes you might have to just go through and just make examples just to make examples and make motherfuckers put respect on your name. Yep. So I see this nigga at the Aboriginal whack or that bitch ass nigga American Indian Council who ain't nothing but a fucking cop and probably a fucking snitch in real life, and told he just said on a fucking live cast, do you have a problem calling police on somebody? You a bitch ass nigga, Aboriginal Mac, and the rest of you motherfuckers who agreed to that is some bitch ass motherfuckers too. So you a coward? You gonna call the fucking police? What happened to the bodies and the heavy artillery you claim you got? You's a bitch ass nigga. Keep my name out your mouth, my dude. And the rest of you fuck boys that's over there, the copper color K. I don't fuck with none of these niggas. And if you niggas fuck with them, I do not fuck with you neither. Same you motherfuckers in the comment. Niggas is trying to stop culture freedom is some real shit for us. It's not no shit that nobody's. Listen, I don't give a fuck if they don't never mention the Hanu Kiel. As long as the fucking people find out or get some identity or some understanding, nigga, I was here already. Mm-hmm. So I see Cormeo in this nigga comment section talking about Moy Beyond. Nigga, I thought we was cool. This nigga just made a video about me. And you talking about very well? The fuck is what the fuck type of shit is this? Tashi made a video about me. I never said nothing about it. I said one thing. Motherfuckers just like listen. Like real talk. Made a video about me. You know what I'm saying? I see him, the first nigga in the comment. I'm with you. I'm like, I thought we was cool. I do the American God video, right? I do the American God video. And I saw the Anunnaki. They saying that the Olmecs was rolling with the Anunnaki. So that would make me under the assumption that the Olmecs had to be the Anunnaki too. So they use that term and make it a mysterious culture of people. But now I know what really went on. They don't want to tell you that the Anunnaki or the people that they consider to be these people are black people who created all of these homunculus and hominoid people. So they don't want to tell you that. No. But when you read Zachariah Stitchin's book, he tells you they created a slave race. The slave race are the Slavic people. That's what they don't fucking want you to know. That's why they control your fucking history. Because how the fuck you gonna let a peon, how you gonna let a fucking how do you say how you gonna let somebody under, you a god, right? Let's say, all right, let's say you Mike Tyson at his prime, right? And this nigga's an amateur boxer. You ain't gonna put him in front of Mike Tyson. That's how our history is. The people who running this shit just got off the porch. They took all of our inventions, got you on crack cocaine, got you watching Love and Hip Hop, got you twerking. They had made you a slave of a goddamn mental motherfucking death. And this guy start going, oh, A1 say he's an Anunnaki, ha ha ha. Some of the stuff that be coming out this nigga mouth, nigga, like my dude. And this is a while ago. You understand what I'm saying? So when people come, listen, all A1 from day one, I've always showed people respect whether I fuck with you or not. You understand? Whether I fuck with you or not, I've always showed all the brothers and sisters in this community respect. I've never struck first. I've never went and made no video about an individual. I ain't got time to do that. I got too much history and too much other shit to where I can build off of. Where I ain't never got to mention your goddamn name ever in my life. I ain't ever got to make no fucking a 10-minute video about no bitch ass niggas. Because I ain't get bitch ass niggas don't even worry me. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the fucking people. I'm here for the goddamn people. You understand? I'm a motherfucking god. I'm not just in a time. Okay, yeah, I sprung from the soil. But yeah, all men, but you're gonna die like gods. You got the spirit of the Most High. The same spirit that the Most High got into you is just reincarnated into a flesh body or a spacesuit that you can live in this environment for. But you are still gods, and you have to step into that reality and start understanding. Now, like I said, I had no problem with the brother. Okay? But now I'm starting to hear, oh, you trying to connect us. You doing niggas genealogy, trying to connect us to Europeans. What? That ain't your responsibility to be doing that. Why are you doing that? So you can be like, oh, look, you got European in you. And then, like I said, niggas don't see, niggas be having alternative. I don't have no more. My only motherfucking motive is I just want people to know we've been here. That's it. I don't have no alternative motive. Culture freedom is going to be banging. It's going to be a super heavyweight jam. You understand? So when you got people out here talking about you scam, nigga, listen. First of all, we can really do the research on who really scams and who really out here in this shit for money. I ain't in this shit for no goddamn money. I wanted to get my documentary out. I had a certain core. I got 21,000 subscribers. Why can't 21,000 subscribers help me put this documentary out without motherfuckers thinking that niggas need money to take money to do anything personal with? You understand? So when Tariq Nasheed did what's the name of I can't think of it, Hitting Colors, you know what I'm saying? When he did that, I think it raised over $100,000 to do that. Nigga talking about $3,500 ain't shit.
No, not when you're trying to do something. No,
it ain't shit. Now, if you niggas is peons and you niggas you probably never had $3,500 at one time in your pocket. That's why I started with telling you my fucking testimonies on who the fuck I be. On my part-time job, I make $30 an hour.
Hey.
Not less my personal business. I got cleaning contracts.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I got a cleaning franchises with Jam Pro. And this is some lightweight shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got 12 contracts. I got employees.
Nice.
So I'm employing my people. And I've been doing this. I never told nobody about this shit because it ain't really, I'm just telling people if you want to get you a nice little franchise, if you want to get an LLC, until we figure out how we can transform this and make it an Aborigine, if you got to go through the state or go through whatever, you get your LLC, when you get your tax money, even if you got to go into business with somebody. Like I put down like almost $7,000 for mine. You know what I'm saying? And they start you with a monthly or how much you get monthly, and then they send you contracts and ask you, do you want them after that? Mm-hmm. They email you like, you want to take this contract and such or whatever. They show you how much the rate of it is, show you how many days it is. They show you the scope of the work, how much I gotta clean, what I gotta do, whatever. So like for my business, I got credit cards through Home Depot, Lowe's, and I got airline. A-line, or whatever. Yeah, so I got a line of credit where I can always go, and any equipment or any supply, anything I get. So these are called trade lines.
Yep.
So
yeah, my newspaper is LLC. It's a sole proprietor rather, and the tribe is not. I refuse. That's the whole corporation. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to quickly share this with you about the genealogy. That's no joke. You're right. You could fuck up somebody's family by just adding the wrong one person. You can. And it's true. I did my personal one in 2.5 hours. Willie sat down and watched me. But everybody else that I do, it takes me 3.5 to 4 hours to get somebody to like the early 1800s, late 1700s. And they all know. And when I'm doing their genealogy with them, I tell them, I'm real firm with them, and they'll tell you, you either tell me yes or no. No stories. I don't want to hear, I heard this name. No, you have to know. And if they don't know, we getting grandma in there. If their grandmother's alive or aunt, one person, I get people on the phone in their family because a lot of families don't get along and shit. I'm like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with your relationship with your aunt or your great aunt, but you need to call her. I have them call their family members and get them in the Zoom with me, because those older family members that be old, they be knowing who the next relative is in the line. And at one point, I had one of my clients call a nursing home where her aunt was at, or was it a grandma? No, it was the aunt. She was dementia. She has dementia. And I said, no, don't worry about her dementia. One thing about dementia, their short-term memory is what's terrible, but their long-term memory is always intact. So I said, just call. I'm telling you, call the nursing home. So we got the nursing home to put her great aunt, I think it was the great aunt on the phone. They, brought the phone to her in her room. And so I had to talk to her like I knew her for years. But when I started asking her questions, she started naming people, and we was finding the names on the goddamn census sheets. And I told the family, they was like amazed. So we was able to get that family out to like the 1790s. And so you have to be very careful. I'm very strict because I don't want this shit coming back on me. That's why I don't let nobody do genealogy for me. I do it myself because I don't trust nobody to do it right. I don't. You can't trust nobody because that comes back on you. But yeah, everybody I've done, I have not run into any problems. And that's because I make them call family members that they hate. And if they don't call them, I say, give me the number. I'm calling them because I won't finish it. I say, I'm not going to finish it if you don't let me call these people. So
you need some leads. Doing genealogy is like being an investigator.
Yeah, But then I tell them after we get them back to like the 1700s, this is the part I'm not doing. I do it for me, but not them. This is too much. You do have to go to the states because on the census sheet, I try to find their ancestors when they're little kids, because that's the key. What's going to help when you find them when they're little kids, you then have to go to the town that street is on the census street from when they was like 9 years old, and that's where you find what school they went to in that districts. Sometimes, and I tell them, those schools are no longer there, they've been demolished, but you go to the town building office and you find out when that school was demolished, because the town will be able to tell you. They keep all this shit, no matter what. Back in the 1600s, if there were schools there, the town building official has the database that tells you what that structure was and why it was demolished. The demolition part, you find out from the local fire marshal and the local state building inspector when a particular school was demolished and why it was. They have those records. And then after that, they'll tell you, oh, well, after you find that out, you can then go to the town's board of education, and they ain't gonna do nothing but lead you to the National Archives, where they had to report the superintendent's report to, and that's the bitch job. That's worse looking through the Dawes rolls, because you have to look through all those schools that was in that particular community. And you know what? It was in those streets in those days, it was only like 2 to 3 schools in that particular community in the street. But you got to look through all those microfiche, and it's not in order.
Let me ask you a question, Sister Betty.
But hold on, A1. When you look at the full microfiche from when your ancestor was a little kid, it's in there that you'll find the ancestor's name, English name that the superintendent gave him, and the Indian name that the child had when they was in there. So I be telling people, you know what, fuck you. I know what I'm talking about. I know about research. You just have to go and do it. That part I don't do. If you want me to do that part for you, you paying me $1 million. Shit. You see all them students and all, oh my God, the school microfiche records is horrifying. It's because they just scan them all on a microfiche. And that's where the frustration is at. And who wants to go in those, travel to them towns? You have to look through those microfiche. And some of them you can find in the National Archives under the schools. You can. Some of them you can. And some of them, it's a monster.
I want to just ask you a question. How far do you try to go? I mean, I know you want to go as far as you can, but when do you get
I try not to start with people. I start with people in the 1800s. I think the middle of the 1800s, and the reason why I mark the 1800s like the middle is because that's when in the South, when we had legislators that were all copper color predominantly, where we controlled the House and the Senate. So I go back that far. I go back to the mid, like 1800s. I try to get down to like 1820s.
What's the furthest you ever seen since you've been doing it?
The furthest I went back was freaking 1750 or 60. And you know what? I just recently did a family where we went back to the 1700s. And guess what? The last person was a white person. And guess what? I would have to go to Ireland. Everybody on the fucking family was copper color. And then you go back to that 1700, that person is not on the census sheet, but they have his dog tag from the Revolutionary War. And then you have to go to Ireland. That's some shit, right?
That one person that might be European or might be one of these.
But here's the problem I have with that. You got your copper color all the way until you get back to the 1700, and you get a dog tag from when they was in the Revolutionary War. And then you got to go to Ireland to get their information. How come? I tell the people, look, you could either claim this is who's popping up. You could claim this person, but on your sheet, it's saying that the guy is copper colored, black. But here, this name is matching it, saying with the same name, Dog Tap, but there's no wife of this person or nothing. I said, so you could claim them, put them on your tree if you want, or you could just say fuck it and stay right here and in the 1700s, because even earlier in the before that, the family was on census sheets. But this last one person, Revolutionary War tag, and we had some copper colored people that had a Revolutionary War tags. So why is this like one white person, one, with no other family but these black people, dating all the way back to 85? Because that's when the client I had was born in 85, and we went all the way back to 17 to get the damn war tag for Revolutionary War. So, but for the most part,
that's enlightening right there. That's like just for that's enlightening. Only thing I just want definitely, hopefully you and Copper Color Empress, y'all can have a conversation, man, and piece up whatever issues y'all got, so we can move forward as a people. We're not gonna agree on everybody. We're not gonna agree on everything. Your actions don't affect my actions going forward. So if it's not affecting me directly, or if it's not, direct disrespect, we need to take care of that, come together, because we all adults here, man. So at the end of the day, if it ain't nothing personal, if you ain't shot my damn family member and I gotta retaliate or do some goofy shit or whatever, then I think that anything other than words we can get past, man. So I would definitely hopefully you guys can sit back. There's probably just y'all two. You don't need to do it online. You probably don't need to do anything online. I just need to talk and just come to a mutual understanding, whether y'all agree to be friends or agree to fuck with each other, and just move forward from there, because we need everybody that we can get that is willing to help in this community. That's why I don't tear or try to tear anybody down, because I'm not here for that. I see too much of that out there. When I close my laptop and I walk outside the door, I see too much division there. The reason we are here, because we do have a mutual understanding. But now what people doing is trying to compartmentalize us, and they say, well, you ain't the original, or you ain't an Indian, you can't do this. And you niggas don't govern nothing. You ain't even recognized. You ain't Indians, not taxed. Why the fuck would I listen to you, nigga? The motherfucker running around here, American Indian Council. This nigga's a self-appointed. He self-appointed himself to be American Indian Council of 3 fucking people. It's him, Copper Color K, and somebody else. There's only 3 people in the council. And then motherfuckers see these people like, oh shit, he's the council. Niggas a fucking peon. And I'm tired. Keep my fucking name out your mouth, you bitch ass nigga. You a fucking police. That's how you can find people fucking right. You niggas looking at finding people mugs out. What kind of police shit is that? Fuck that. Holla at me. Like I said, A1 from day one. None of you niggas can. In a mano to mano, ain't none of you niggas gonna put no blood in my mouth. None of you niggas. I don't care. You could be 8 feet and we gonna get it in. So if you ain't an 8 foot tall man or whatever, if you some nigga smaller than me, like I said, man, you're not gonna put no blood in my mouth. All you gonna do is make videos slandering people with your personal. I tell you guys know my personal testimony. So if I haven't told you that, then that shit ain't true. I have nothing to hide here. Okay, I got my appearance I hide because of what I do. I don't want nobody to be able to Google me and say, oh, about immigrants and all. You know what I'm saying? I talk about everything to try to help my people. That's the reason why I don't do what I do. That's the reason why I don't show my face. I work for a college. I don't want nobody to be able to Google me and then say, oh, this nigga don't like immigrants. And I work around all immigrants. Well, I work around these people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't hide who I am. Don't understand. I mean, I like when I say even at work or whatever my government name is, I don't hide who I am. I still talk the same. You can't turn this shit off. You can't turn it off no matter what. I can't turn this shit off. I can't turn it off. Like, so I am who I am all the time. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, You niggas self-lawing master. You gotta be able to control yourself before you find a fucking leader. And if you find a leader, that leader should help you get to where you gonna go. But if you think that you just want to find a dog's role and you want to be part of any of these 5 civilized tribes, then go ahead. I'm not going that route. That's
No,
not
they're
the
not gonna let you in anyway. They don't, especially if you brown skinned it, because they be telling you to send you a copy of your driver's license. They want to see, and if you brown, they gonna tell you no, it's somebody else. It's not your relative. But they couldn't do that shit to me because of the simple fact I'm not in it. I don't want to be in it. They couldn't do it to me because my aunt is still alive and she's on the Dawes Rolls. So they couldn't get me. She's alive with dementia, but she's on the Dawes Rolls and she's still alive.
I took my family that was on the roll. Hey, I'm gonna let get into the root of it in a minute.
Well, I'm gonna go A1, but thank you for having me up. But before I leave, could I please have my wrench?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll put your wrench down.
But
Matter of fact, you know what? I said in the chat room now. Let me see something. I can't find your message.
Oh, I gotta say something in the chat room.
I gotta find you on here. I gotta find you on what's name.
A1. I just put hello A1 in the chat room.
I got you. Hold up. Let me see something. I just want to give a few wrenches out to people. Let me see. Just 1 second. Oh, I got a wrench already. Let me see where you access the key. All right, hold up. There you go.
I wrote hello A1, my wrench, please.
I got you in there. Let me get people a wrench too. People been rocking with me for a minute.
April said, "Where her wrench?"
You just got it. You just got it, sis. You just got it. Hey, hold up, Mr. Man, you got one, Mr. Duff.
Oh, I got a wrench. Okay, now I'll let you go because I know the gentleman here wants to build with you. But
you have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, feel free to hit me anytime, sister.
Okay, bye.
Peace, sis. Peace. You're Root, what up, my dude? I put the link in the chat room if anybody wants to come in. Peace to God, my brother. Peace.
I was just listening to what you were saying about the roles and everything. What I have found out in my journey of learning about all the information that was left for us to find is that a lot of the things that they did to hide identities was that they burned churches. See, churches was the first census bureau. They would take all the information, same thing they do today. You would sign up for a church, and a lot of these Cherokees and everything that talks about their history, they say they grew up in the church and this and that and that and that. They always went to church, right? Well, that information was logged in the churches. So when you look up the information about someone's nationality, it was said through the church, you know. And also we had hubs, which were the financial communities which we all invested in. Same thing they do today with Wall Street. It will be like a place like Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is where a lot of the indigenous people brought in goods that they farmed and everything, and that was like the selling market. So they would sell insurance and all this stuff that was going through. The companies were going, and what we say today, the corporate system was in Tulsa. So that's why they did the bombings in Tulsa, because that's where all the information for everybody that was around the world, around the Americas, were investing their money in. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to know that the information that we were given, that was left there for us, was in the places that they burned. So they burned the churches, they burned the cities, and made up fake riots, which they use white women as agents to do it. You know what I'm saying? For them to go in and shut down our government.
Hey,
You know what
bro,
I'm saying?
look, it's a brother. This guy's a bishop. He's a Christian too. His name is Larry Gazzard. Right?
Right.
You know who he is?
I heard of him. Yeah.
Yo, this brother be dropping like he'll be saying shit that's related to us, but he don't really know we indigenous. He think we came from Africa, but he be going all the way into the Rockefellers and dealing with all that shit. He connected the lady in Tulsa to some prominent Democrat, saying that they set the whole thing up in Tulsa. You see what I'm saying? So you right about that. You right about exactly what you're saying. And that's the reason why you see most of these riots. What is the underlying thing? Oh, they said something to a white woman. That's code word for no. We wanted to take over your city and make it into a democratic city. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the most part.
And you know, the prominent people that was in these particular, because they always talk about the federations, right? Or the confederacies that we had. And these confederacies, you find out most of them was pushed into Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we made a lot of amends with the people that we were warring with at the time, the other Indians, because we realized that we were being duped by a particular, the United States Corporation, which was trying to, take over lands and stuff like that. And they used kind of a witchery way to do it by, telling one tribe this and they doing this over here and this and that. And then they're having us fighting amongst each other, kind of like what they do when they fight in other countries today. They go and they have Senate agents to go cause some kind of ruckus and make up these fake rebellions, and then next thing you know,
you ever heard it's a book, it's called the economic hitman. Can't get the fucking name.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's basically what's happened to us. And what I really agree with you is, I've been saying, and I've been saying this for a long time, we not Native Americans. The whole, even when you look, it's a show called Genghis Khan or the Khans or some shit on Netflix, right? Marco Polo, and they show you the Khans, and they show you the regalia and the yurts they live in. That's the same thing. These folks live in teepees. You only live in a yurt when you're not in a teepee, when you don't have land. Don't a refugee live in the tent? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we people that like to be fresh, right? So yeah, we'll bust some feathers and some fur every now and then, but our regalia doesn't represent the same regalia as what we see these tribes wearing today. Meaning they wear a feather regalia. That's what they wear. You know what I'm saying?
Understand this too, right? See, when they talk about Central America, right? They want to make Central America was separate from us. But when I do my bill, I could pull it up right now and show you the map of Florida going all the way into Central America. That would show me that everything that they had in Central America would have been the same thing we would have had everywhere in the land where we lived at. So we was already doing astronomy, cosmology, geometry, civics, agriculture. For you to make a goddamn almanac, you have to know astronomy. And if ain't nobody can teach you that, then you got to start asking yourself, well, where did you get that science from? Is that science prevalent to this land anywhere? Do we see any of these people mapping out doing astronomy, or our locations in what we live in laying out in the astronomical order? That makes you a goddamn god. Ain't no fucking Native Americans living in fucking two-stick teepees, my dude.
Right.
Two-stick teepees. It don't take a whole lot of brains for that.
Hey, but nigga, not to use the N word, but do you notice that you know, the first thing they talk about in this place is how these mounds and these monuments have lasted so long and how beautiful they were. Well, if you was in a tent, why weren't you living in these particular places? Because the people that was living in them push your ass outside where it's cold at, where it's uninhabitable. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't having you because you're doing a lot of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And then you have another wicked tree coming in, and all they want to do is cut things. They cut the trees because we knew this was like the Amazon. You know what I'm saying? All this shit was the whole big forest. So they preserve it and cause it a reserve or a reserved forest, right? Well, because they gonna cut all the forest around it all down, and they gotta preserve it so they'll know that it existed here. You know what I'm saying? They need some trees. They cut all the other shit down and then leave some so they can build all this concrete shit. You know what I'm saying? So, man, what you were saying about being Native American, bro, is so true. And I've been trying to tell cats that you got American Indian, and then you got Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's two of the difference. The only reason why they call them that is because we allowed them to be in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Once we allow them to be there, and then they come in and they help fight us, right? Then the United States do this today. They bring in immigrants and allow them to take positions that we have. Even though we worked hard for them, now you want to hand them over to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to pay you for what you have done and contribute to this for them to be able to be here. You know what I'm saying?
I continue to build. I'm actually about to pull something up, so you can.
No, I was just, I was just, coming in, just sitting back, man, trying to catch some of it and add to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no particular.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. Hey, how long you had your YouTube video out? I mean, your YouTube channel. Like you've been teaching. You was teaching before me. How long you been teaching?
7 years, somewhere around there.
Okay.
You know, I'm really.
No, go ahead.
I'm really like this, bro. I just was building, like we all built from a certain plateau. We all started somewhere and we built ourselves up from where we were at, because we all were asleep at one point in time building information, and then now today we able to come together. And I don't understand why everybody has to be at war with each other, but all it is we're warring over information that they allow us to have. You know what I'm saying? And then they, Dawes Rolls and all this stuff. You got to understand, some of our people sign contracts. You know what I'm saying? To be able to associate and be able to feed their families. Some people sign census orders for them to have sharecropping, being able to sharecrop. You know what I'm saying? Which was originally sharecropping is originally what they call black people slavery, right? Because what we did was we borrowed things from them to build farms. You know what I'm saying? First it was so-called Negroes that we were doing it with, and the same thing they do like with the Arabs with the stores. When you grew up, you had black people owning stores, but now the Arabs come in, they buy the gas stations, they buy this and that. Now there's new owners here, and they have new ways of handling their business. That's what we did. We always sharecrop, but then you got people coming in, these fuckboy owners of these plantations, and then they start playing the fuckery game, playing with how they gonna teeter out certain stuff, and then you made $500 worth of crop. You know what I'm saying? But then they get to talking all this. Oh, you had to pay for this, or you borrowed this money, and we add interest to it. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing they do with the real estate business today, or loans. they give you high interest loans, and then far as because of your status, when you go in there, because you don't know no better, you go in there as your status as being black or African American. So what they do is they play the color law with you. They identify you as somebody, right? Same thing the police do. They say, oh, we have a African American suspect, right? Because they first they have to identify what they see, and then they verify it when they get your ID. You know what I'm saying? They play the color law with you. You know what I'm saying? So when we were doing business with them at that time, which was considered to be slavery later on, because a lot of people, when they wanted to start their own farms, they were lynched. You know what I'm saying? Or they were withheld because they were in debt with this plantation owner, right? So in order for them to collect at that time, they were hire slave catchers, which we weren't slaves, but they used the slave catchers to catch us, to bring us back to work our debts off, right? But you're in a perpetual debt. Same thing with credit card today. You're in a perpetual debt. You get into a debt, you can't even fucking get out of it. And then you have to use credit cards to build yourself to get out of it, or be bailed out by somebody else that can afford to help you get out of the debt, right? That's what was happening in the South, bro. That's what was happening in the North. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? They use a credit system to enslave us. But see, today, we think we were in slavery. Never been in slavery. Only Slavs been in slavery, which you got white cargo. They were white and they were slaves. All this is talking about a particular. And when you say white, it's talking about blue-eyed, blonde hair, blue-eyed people, not the people that have color hair, right? Because when they talk about the race, they talk about white race, they talk about blonde hair, blue eyes. Now, when you see a Caucasian that we identify as a Caucasian, when you see them, they have brown hair, brown eyes. Those are they're not literally white people. They're something else. They're a mixture. You know what I'm saying? But they under the status of white, which means they're able to do business or commerce in America, because that's the color law that allows you to do commerce. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to a job, you're working as a slave because you're getting paid lesser than them, right? They have to pay you now because they made laws under the black code, the black laws, to say that they got to pay you a certain amount of money, right? Or it's slavery, right? So as long as they give you some money, even though you're not getting paid as much as the white person that works with you, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they talk that you can't talk about how much you make at a job, because they know if the truth came out, then you find out white people in their job is making more money under the status of white. That's why Latinos come here under the status of white. You notice when people get shot, when they shoot people, they use the identity. They identify you, right? But you never hear about them shooting Arabs, shooting Africans, shooting Mexicans, because they have already identified them as that. But see, you at war because you are identified as black, and under black, they use you as an Indian. They already know who you are, and you at war with them. Get the slave catchers, bro.
That's a fact, my dude. That's some weird shit, right? That's the type of shit people gotta understand, man. While you out here, while these niggas sidetracking you with a YouTube beef and arguing over some goddamn Indians and Aborigines, you got motherfuckers out here who really plotting to motherfucking destroy you or to keep you in the same position that we done been in since the civil rights movement. Because
right,
the thing I start observing, I did a bill a couple weeks ago, well, not probably last week, with the brother Monty Bay, and we went over some of the towns that was in Oklahoma and some other places. And what I started to resonate with was the fact of this, right? If we was living like that in the early 1900s, what would have been a possibility that shit would have existed all the way up into the 1950s, before when they used Michael Luther King to basically get us to integrate. Now they use the same system that Morgan Sanger used to get black women to abort their children. Find a pastor or find a person of prominence in the what's the name, pay them off. Now you're an agent, and use them to push their agenda. And they do the same thing now. They just got more advanced with it to where they will give you a nigga like Farrakhan that say certain things, so you won't be able to understand. He's still Boule too, because he's still pushing the same goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand, you have to, like, there's levels to this shit. And when it comes to levels to this shit, some of these motherfuckers well, I ain't gonna say some of them. Anybody you see, even the nigga Mike Son and Tamika Mallory, these motherfuckers is agents. Even though they think they might be doing good for the people, or maybe they might know that they're not doing good for the people, they are still used to push certain agendas. Now, real quick,
they're agents because they sign with organizations. And see, the thing we don't understand about the Panthers, about Islam, I mean about you know what I'm saying, NOI and Bloods and Crips, GDs, Vice Lords, all these were organizations built by Jewish organizations. They built them up. And they gave them the symbolisms that you see. So you see the Star of David with the GDs. You see the 5-pointed star with the Vice Lords in Chicago. You see the symbolism between Bloods and Crips, right? All these symbolism.
Hold up. Remember, the Bloods and Crips came out the GDs and the Vice Lords. A lot of people don't know that. I've heard a lot of people say that they had to go to Chicago to meet with certain people that was in the Vice Lords and the GDs or whatever.
Right.
And they're nothing but a brat, because remember, the Crips rocked the 6, the Bloods rocked the 5. You understand what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is this. I was listening to a bill from, I don't know if it was David Hatchett Childress or Stephen Quells, and he was saying among the Mississippian culture, he said the Mississippian culture had a giant star on their land that was filled in with copper. He said it was a giant star. And he said that the shit went out for at least 2 to 3 miles or whatever, and it was all filled with copper. And I could never find that build again, man. He said that he said in the early 1900s, they came and took all that copper out of the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the star, I'm not 100% sure on the symbology. I mean, I got my theories of what the star relates. I look at the star like, you know, like the star might be the walking man, or might be remember it's the pentagram, right? But the pentagram comes from the tetramagram. The Yava is the elements: earth, fire, water, and air. And these 4 elements is what create the pentagram. Now, the pentagram got what? What's the difference? The pentagram got the ether, the spirit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So,
right. You're right. One is the blood and one is the soul, right? So you got the blood and the soul, which is one is spirit, which is the living flesh. But then you got the soul, which is the holy what do you call it? The holy energy. That's why when you pass, they use the energy. That's what we use every day. You using dead people when we broadcast over the internet. That's ley lines. These are souls. You know what I'm saying? They entrap the soul, and they take it and recycle it and put it into the music and all this shit. All this is translated energy. These are the ancestors. We talk and communicate through the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But what I was going to add to the Bloods and Crips and the red and blue thing is because we are natural born Masons, right? Every so-called Negro, which means backwards, means origin, means original, right? So when you say Aboriginal, you're just saying Negro, Ab-Negro, because it's backwards. In order for them to put spells on us, they took your original words and threw them backwards. So you are origin. So if we're sitting around calling each other niggas and Negro, but we don't understand, it's saying what you are inside of the word. Except it's a spell we putting on each other, calling each other Negro. It's origin, meaning the original, meaning the beginning, right? Like in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or the Quran, whatever you want to use, but it's the beginning. We are the living souls that's walking around here and gave life to everybody. We giving everybody a blessing just for us existing. You know what I'm saying? All the information we build on the internet, right? We build on the internet. Everybody's building on the internet. You know, it's white people, agents that's sitting around absorbing the energy and learning things from that, and they using it against us. You know what I'm saying? And then they pick out the ones that they can catch, and then they give them platforms and this and that. And then next thing you know, these people are agents, and they spill out everything that we put in our little small groups. They spill out in the big groups, and then they saying they got the information, but the information come from the core, come from the soul of us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All this shit, man, is all us, and we have to understand that, man.
Frequencies too. What you saying? It was a movie, right? Check this shit out. It was a movie called Frequency. With,
right.
I can't think of the dude that played Jesus or whatever. He played in the movie. What the fuck is his name? Prezzo or some shit like that. But it's a movie called Frequency, and the little boy was talking to his father in the future. You see what I'm saying? And
right.
I'm like, wait a minute. And they showed the northern light. You know how they show the northern light with the frequencies and shit? Like it looked like frequencies or looked like, you know, whatever the northern light. They kept showing them frequency images.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, damn, these people cannot create nothing. Understand this, man. We are trapped in a bubble. Idea that comes. Every idea that comes is something that's been invented already. None of these ideas are new. You cannot think. Try to sit here and think of 10 things without thinking of nothing. You can't do it. But try to invent or try to create something that you never seen before. You can't do it. Everything, our whole reality is president of things that already exist or things that going to exist either in the future, the past, or the present. You understand? So I wanted to really, before I want to go in on something real quick, just to touch on what you're talking about, just to give a little presentation to some of the stuff we're talking about, right? So look, this shit skipped over most people's head, right? When you read Notice Martinez book, and you guys already know I didn't go through this, but I'm just gonna go into a few things real quick. So this is Notice Martinez, 1671, right? Now, right here, he say the descriptions, right? Shout out to Coda Bay too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, for definitely showing me this shit, man. Right? So say the descriptions of the Americas, right? It's saying, and the Southlands, and containing of the origins of the Americans and Southlanders, the remarkable voyages, the quality of the shores, the islands, cities, fortresses, towns, temples, mountains, sources, rivers, and houses. Now, let's go here. Like I said, let's go right here real quick. Let's deal with TPs again. I love to deal with this shit. All right, let me open this up a little bit. I keep telling people this. You know what I'm saying? Get at me top with this TP thing. TPs, right? It say North American Great Plain culture. Where the fuck is the Great Plains at? It don't say. Now, in this book, one thing about this book, it shows the locations where anything that's in this book existed. Now, you see right here in this particular book, they only got TPs in one part of the Americas, right? Now, I can go and Google the Great North Plains, but you guys already know what the fuck that is right now. Look, check this out. So in 1671, he ain't mentioned nothing about no goddamn TPs. He says TPs are dwellings that consist of a hide or canvas covering a lash or chronicle frame of poles. TPs is the Lakota, Dakota, Nakota word for home. So, motherfucker, I'm not part of none of the Lakota, Nakota, or the Dakota.
Right. Because I don't mean to cut your wisdom, bro, but let me tell you something about that. Today, we would call them trailer homes, right? Right? A trailer home. Now, back then, what they would do, they would mine coal for us in these cold regions. They will mine coal. They will mine different various uh, grains, and they will sell them to us. See, we don't understand the reason why the Mongoloid came here is to work for us.
Mm-hmm.
They was working for us first. You know what I'm saying? And they got the opportunity to be owners, to be able to have their own land, right? But you have to work to live here. You don't come here just to live here for free. So when you see them traveling different places, right, in their mobile homes, they were traveling doing work for us so they can survive. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So look, it says good, and that's a good input, my brother. Anytime you want to implement something, just let me know.
All right.
So it's a Nakota word for homes and has a broader meaning for those Indians than the structures it is used to identify in the English language today. Many scholars believe the cone-shaped teepees of the plains evolved from the subarctic tents.
Right.
Do you motherfuckers live in the subarctic? You don't say nothing about the Cherokee, even if you believe you these people. You don't say nothing about the Cherokees, the Choctaws, the Seminoles, the motherfucking Powhatans, the Nottawas. It don't say nothing about none of these people. Now look, let's go into this, right? Let's see something, right? So this is something I like to go with to build with the Arnoldas Martinez joint, right? But this gonna be a bill within a build. I just got some, you know how this shit flow, right? So the brother talking, you giving me ideas while I'm going, right? So look, urban planning, right? It's in North American, Southeast. That's us. South American Andeans. Mesoamerican culture, which that's us too. Mesoamerica and Central America, which Central America was connected to the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is Florida, motherfuckers. Okay?
Right.
Now say urban planning evolved the design of cities, motherfuckers. Cities. Stop letting these niggas make you primitive. Now the second putting this information out here got access to the same goddamn thing I'm fucking reading. So why the fuck is you still showing Mongoloid fucking pictures? Why are you not giving us fucking our real fucking science? Okay, now look. It says it's an improved quality of life. Some of the issues that urban planners must take into account are population density, transportation, environmental issues, and sanitation. Many of the earliest cities throughout America show evidence of urban designs. Okay, now look, right here. Let me get you. I was already reading this real quick, right? See, the Aztec who established an empire in what is now Mexico about 1100 AD were great urban planners who learned from their preceders, whatever. It's saying and improved on it. The Aztecs constructed their cities around plazas. Aztec urban planners focused on the area of sanitation, building sophisticated aqueducts to provide water to households. So now look, if this is the same goddamn shit we using to fucking day. So that will tell you that these people ain't create a goddamn thing. This shit was already here when they got here. Remember, you can't create nothing that it don't exist, that it wasn't created before. Unless you're a god. If you are challenging, if you are channeling information or challenging ideas that's coming from a greater source, then you are a motherfucking god, right? So that's urban planners, right? So let's go here.
Right.
Let's go to geometry. Let's go to geometry. Okay? A geometry. Mesoamerican, South American, Andean, North American, Southwest culture. Shout out to Jack and shout out to my brother AP for bringing this book to my knowledge. Okay, the mathematics and properties of measurements and the relationships of points and angles, known as solid geometry, was developed by Indians of North, Meso, and South America, independently of the systems divided by the ancient. Now, look, he said independently, meaning that they want you to believe that these people created the same exact thing that existed other places. And these people that I'm about to mention learn from us, obviously, because they're not saying that it's a source of where they learned it from. Right. So it's saying American independently of the systems divided by the ancient Greek, Chinese, or the people of the Middle East. Based on circle, indigenous geometry has been practiced throughout America for well over 20,000 years, and probably longer. Archaeological evidence shows that ancient Americans applied their knowledge of the principle of geometry to architects, city planning, and ornament designs. They use the sculpture, so meaning we were sculpturing things, okay? Painting, excuse my language, textile patterns, okay? Now look, let's go to something else real quick. Go to astronomy, okay? Deal with astronomy real quick. So it says astronomy, the study of the position and movements of the planet. It says stars and constellations. It said unlike astronomical observers, it said in other parts of the world, American Indian astronomers focus on events that happen at the horizon, including the rising of setting of sorry, let me get my right. All right, constellations of the sun, the moon, and Venus. They use a sophisticated system of astronomy developed independently from that of other cultures. When they tell you that these things was developed independently, meaning that the motherfucking people who learned this shit learned it from us. Now let's go to one more thing. I'm gonna go to something. So, all right, so America first cities, right? Right here. Now look, it says America first cities. It's saying BC. Now remember, there is no BC and AD if it wasn't for Dionysus. He created a BC and AD in the 16 motherfucking hundreds. So we don't know how old this shit is. We just know that these people found it before they got here. Because even if you believe 1200 BC existed, it wasn't no Europeans here. But if you listen to niggas like Kiowa and some of the brothers who he running with, you will believe that these people was here too. But I definitely, most certainly disagree. Now look, it says cities are centers of population in addition to being places where people belong. It's saying they tend to be the focal points for commerce and culture. Many of the 75 to 100 million indigenous residents of the Western Hemisphere were urban dwellers before the European colonists established their cities in what they would call the New World. Okay? Now, I said the oldest city site that had been found is El Aspero, whatever, Sparrow. It's saying in what now is Peru. It was built, according to them, 30,000 years ago, which 30,000 plus 2020 will make it 500. I mean, will make it 5,020 or whatever, 5,000, 55,020, whatever, right? It's saying and is famous now for its pyramids. Okay, so I just read to you, this showed you. Now look, I'm going to something else real quick. Let's go on to this. So let's go here real quick. So look, this is one of the cities that I got in the book. Look, these same niggas got these motherfucking pictures, but they don't want to show you this. You see what I'm saying? But the God gonna show you all this shit. I ain't keeping nothing from the brothers and sisters, right? Now, if you look in the center right here, you see the dome? See the same motherfucker? Let me open it up a little bit so you guys can see it. Now look at that. Look at that. That shit look like a Mars. And it got the same circular arches that you see. Now, I'm not saying it's a Mars, but what we know now to be a Mars looks something like that. That could be a goddamn observatory for all we know.
Or a fort.
Exactly. Or a fort, right? And if you look around, look in the cities. Look at the goddamn cities. Now you see cattle in the back right here. You see towns. Now this is in America, right? But look at the goddamn people. You don't see no goddamn white man running behind them with no goddamn whip telling them who the fuck they are. Now you see a llama, a camel.
Right.
It's a goddamn camel right here.
Right.
This is a damn camel. This is a motherfucker riding a goddamn bull. It's a goat. See more brothers and sisters coming. So you think because these motherfuckers ain't got no clothes on, that they ain't had that science to build what they chilling right now. That's like a motherfucker come out in the summertime with his shorts on, barefooted with no shirt on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we rolling it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not saying that we ain't had no shit. They're like, yeah, we gonna have a party tonight where niggas can't go and throw on their
Get
best.
fresh. Right. Get fresh.
It's like we do now, right?
Right.
Look, let me show y'all something. No, some more images right here. Look, let me see something. Anytime you see that brother with that feather crown on, he's most likely the goddamn chief. You understand? So, you see them coming. You see some European motherfuckers right here, right? These niggas is working for us. You think these Europeans built this goddamn town when I just read to you that we already had towns and cities here before these people got here? No, that's your shit. You built that. You understand?
Right.
Look, aqueducts, right? This is it's a pre-Hispanic pyramid site at Tula. It's saying, but on the way, workers out the sun. I'm sorry. It's saying whatever. This is an aqueduct of Zalpa, if you pronounce it like that. This is an aqueduct that was here before these motherfuckers got here. Money grip. Look at that shit.
Transferring water from one place to the next.
Look at that shit.
You ain't had to go to the fucking river to get no water or the lake. It come right to you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing they do today. They learned everything from us. That's all it is.
No.
When you see them putting them big old pipes in the ground, that's your piping system. That's the Orthodox system to bring you water. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, right?
Right.
This right here is called the World Fair. Right? This is a building, one of the buildings from the so-called World Fair, right? Now, if you look at the building, why would they be tearing this shit down if they just built it? Unless they didn't want you to know you built this shit. You understand? Why would they be tearing this down? There are more cities that we got, or some drawings of some people coming here trying to do business with us, right? You see us,
right?
Aborigines, we in here, and you see a goddamn, this is a fucking camel, man. It's a camel.
Right.
You look at the towns and the cities. Now, these are just some drawings. I put together some.
Do you think that was a alpaca or a camel? Which one was that? It looked like an alpaca.
Nah, that's an alpaca. But then again, that motherfucker do look kind of. But now I got them. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. There's camels here though, because one of the camels in the Civil War, they buried the motherfucker. One of the buried.
They used to see a lot of them was in the West. I know, like where the deserts and stuff is, like Arizona and Nevada. It was a lot of camels and stuff. Yeah, they used them a lot, and especially like in Mississippi and stuff like that. They use camels, man. And today you see bulls. They use bulls to pull, when they were doing farming and agriculture and stuff like that. But they use camels too. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Most people, it was camels here. That's one of the buildings. It's a picture of how I looked at it in Central America. It's just a drawing right here, but just to give you an idea that these people who you think was primitive, you see the canals in the back right here. Look, these niggas look like they're at a beach. Look, if you look in the back right here, right now, remember, this nigga might look like a mongoloid, but this is a freestyle remix. This is a remix single right here, yo people. And he still look a little it like a Negro, but we know let's bob and weave that shit.
Well, you know, we already know the city was built on a lake anyway. They built that on a lake.
That's right.
So the temple of the moon and the sun is on a lake. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we was called with it, man. You know, and the problem I have with a lot of the fellas that preaches that we're you know that it was an admixture. It's like, yeah, of course we would mix. You know, motherfuckers do it today. People don't care. They just, even though your mom looked like this, you'll still mate with another race of people. You know what I'm saying? That was considered a bad thing. But then at the same time, you know, we don't condemn people for doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Now they family. That was a way of putting people in the family. You know what I'm saying? That's why John Smith took Pocahontas, because he knew that was the way to get in the family. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're looking back, they doing trade. They trading. These niggas got like little, like, you know, the same way when you see vendors.
Right.
These niggas got motherfucking umbrellas covering their joint. Look, this shit look like some modern day shit. Niggas
Right.
on the water right here. Traveling, transporting goods. Yeah, he's overseeing all of the business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is commerce, right? This is what's going on here.
Right. You see them using them waterway canoes. Remember, we was talking building one time, and I told you, like, they dammed all of the areas of California and then in the Colorados, and then going into Nevada and all that sand area, that was all underwater. Now remember, when you going down, how do you you know, you ride 90 miles on the water going one way and then another way, because we knew how to ride the currents. You know what I'm saying? Plus the water was cleared in and all that. And you gotta remember, this was real, like I say, real forestry. So it had a lot of it had a different type of atmosphere when it comes to the waterways and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They came in and fucked everything up, bro.
That's a fact, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, we gotta find out who we are and understand who we are. Because a lot of people, they not telling us the truth. And this is the an image of a town that they dug out that was supposed to be covered by a mud flood. It's a little town that they dug out. Like I said, even a lot of these buildings that they show you go into the ground, even in New York, buildings go into the ground. And even right here, this is probably a little better picture where it show more black people, or it show people that look like us. These brothers is dark right here. She ain't got no, you know what I'm saying?
Undeniable, bro. That's undeniable.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gonna put no mongoloid. And look at the buildings. Look how the buildings look. And I don't know what the fuck these birds are. These birds are probably, I don't know. I don't even want to really.
They might have been eagles. They might have been, because you got to remember the resemblance of most of the stuff that they seek. Remember, we are the prototype of every temple or religion in America. It started here first, and then everything go around. That's why ours, the temples that we had didn't look really like futuristic. That's why people are so infatuated with Egypt, because it looks more modern. You know what I'm saying? But okay, how do you get to modernism when it had to start from somewhere? So they say, oh, it started with temple. I forgot what the temple is particular, but they say, you see how they changed it from that to the step pyramid. Then they put the granite over the top of it. Yeah, they learned that shit from over here because we were doing it. Now, remind you, the guys is teaching everybody how to do everything. And you notice most of the sites that you see the temples at, it's you know, copper being pulled out of the ground. It's all different kind of minerals being used and utilized out of the ground. They had people working doing that. You know what I'm saying? We built on how we actually did the science and built a people. You know what I'm saying? And you can find it in their genetics. Today, it's been corrected. They cannot correct the genetics because we put genetic markers on them. That's why they use all these injections. They doing all this surgery because they can't do it naturally. You know what I'm saying? They can't make these enhancements because of the way we structure their DNA. You know what I'm saying? It sounds fucked up and it sounds like crazy science, but then when you find out that their pentacle of DNA starts with your genetic structure, and then it's animals after that. So we took editing markers, and you can see it in their genetics. You know what I'm saying?
Look, and that's when the grafting and all that shit. See that, and like I said, you gotta know how to connect this story. Sometimes you might read the same story, but somebody putting it like in Zachariah Stitching book. Where he talk about the Anunnaki, and he talk about the homunculus. He's saying that these are tiny produced human beings. Saying that these niggas is created, and then it go into Homo sapien. You understand what I'm saying? And then it goes into all of that shit. And then his book, he said these people was created to mine fucking gold, tin, copper, whatever precious metal. Now you gotta say, wait a minute, my dude. Wait a minute. If we really do the science on Slavics and Europeans, we'll do the science and find out that all Europeans are Slavics. None of the Europeans are really original Germans. They're not original Russians. They're not original Britons. They're not original people from, you want to say, the Portugal or what we call Andalusia, what would be Spain. They're not indigenous to none of them fucking places. Now you ask yourself, well, wait a minute, my dude. We see them there now. Where the Negroes that was at? But that's when you get World War I. Niggas don't know what they was really doing in World War I. That was kind of a ethnic cleansing.
They were stealing and hiding. And guess what? You ever played a video game? And I'm not a video game guy, but if you play like say Grand Theft, and you play it and you see the same cars, you turn and then it's like multitudes of the same thing. They clone it in the game. You see the same person. You know what I'm saying? Even though he done got shot, you see another motherfucker look just like him. Well, guess what? The priesthood went to these different places and they used the genetics from these priests, right? You know, they took the genetics and built the people. That's why you can look at most races and you say, man, they all look alike. But then when it comes to the Negro in America, they use something, they say, oh, y'all mixed up with everybody. No, everybody mixed up with us because we is the true priesthood. We the true priesthood. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna have
that God science. That's that God. That's you talking
right.
Yeah. These niggas don't want to see. Look. These niggas want to be / Indians, Native Americans, man. And I'm telling you that these niggas
don't they all look alike?
Yeah, but I'm talking about our people. Most of our people in this community are Native Americans. They don't have the science. They don't know about this. The niggas tell you. Yes, sir.
I was going to say, so they use pictures as a way to match up people. So you see pictures, you know what I'm saying? You can see, Johnny Aborigine and all these, and they taking pictures of normal people today, and then they're comparing them to the people that they see on the pictures that are Indian, right? Well, of course they will look like us because they have our genetic markers. And we made a people to work for us because you think about the science. If I'm a priest king, if I'm a king, and all my people are royalty today, what do? America uses their president as the royalty. They ain't working a regular job. They ain't the one. They make the work so they can have so we can survive, right? They done took the priesthood, made us the workers, and they really the clones. They really the ones that's supposed to be out here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And we see them. They all similar, look alike. It ain't no change. You will see them, and it's all the same person. Because that's cloning. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing genetic cloning, you're taking, all right, say for instance, you and your brothers and your sisters, y'all all have your own slaves. And we take genetic markers of each person and make a slave for them. They're gonna look, those clones gonna look exactly like the people that you make, right? Your brother, your sister, right? But then what happens when you clone those clones? They're gonna look just alike. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about through sex. I'm talking about through blood. They use your one drop of blood and take the cells and electrify them. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do when people having their heart stop, they use electricity to give it electrical charge. You know what I'm saying? That's what they have. They have electrical charge, a fake one. It's a spirit, bro. It's not soul. That's why they can't feel you.
That's why when you see them, they deal with more inorganic properties. Everything you see that they invent is fake, or it's something that's inorganic. Like it's like you gotta
Right.
it's not natural, or it's not organic, man. You know what I'm saying? Now look, see this town I got up here right here? This is in America right here. Grip.
Right.
You see the motherfucking train running through it? Now this shit was here before people got here. They're not telling you. You believe it. I just read from the book that we had cities and towns here 2,000, 5,000 years ago. So you really think these people came here and created it? And if you look in the back, it's a goddamn castle. Look.
Right.
Look in the back. Right. You see? Look at
that. And then during a wars, they went through Reconstruction, right? And then they rebuild all the shit that we made, and then now they making it seem like they created it. Shit crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. This right here. These motherfuckers gonna say this, right? This is a fucking cemetery that must have got flooded in. These motherfuckers gonna say that they built this shit underwater. You lying motherfuckers, man. And the shit got a lion. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna show you the lion. The shit got a lion that look kind of like the Lion of Judah. They go another building from what's the name, the American Fest. These people didn't create none of this shit, my dude. All of this shit is our shit. You see the same. Anytime you see these canals and people on these goddamn boats, this is our people. This is in Chicago. Got the same boats like you see in Venice. The same style architecture, meaning that we had to go over there and build that shit. Ain't nobody go.
Hey, who the hell is Cherokee King Joshua, bro?
What?
Who is this cat, man? Who is this cat, Cherokee King Joshua? Who is that? My guy, I don't know what's wrong with him, man. But he got Yahshua. Yahshua is not a real person, bro. That's actually black people. Christ.
Yo, man, you know what? Oh, don't get him started, man. Let him live. That's my brother. I just said that helped me out with the G. Don't let him live with that, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? We got that conversation another time. But shout out to the brother, because like I said, he helped me.
Why you calling me a lying ass nigga and shit? Like, dude, what the fuck do I do to you, bro?
Yo, that's why I say. Yo, he ain't mean no harm, brother. Let it go, man. We building right now. Let it go. He ain't mean no harm. Let's continue to build, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't nothing big out of that shit. That's some lightweight shit. Right? I want to show you some more shit. These are all buildings from the Americas that I put together and actually found. This is that underwater cemetery right here, the one off the coast of Florida. These niggas, they know it. They go, oh, yeah, well, we went down there and built it. Stop lying. This shit was already here. You lying motherfucker. How do you go and build this shit underwater? We know you can well underwater, but how the fuck can you, unless you build a dam and built this shit, or unless the water exceeded this shit? Hell knows what's on the other side of this place, because remember, there is a motherfucking pyramid in Cuba. Now, they saying pyramid, but they saying this pyramid is a fucking full structure with other pyramid structures, and they saying it has a runway on it and everything. Now, Florida is not too far from Cuba. So what would be the likelihood that this might be part of it? You understand? That's what I'm saying. More pictures from the World Fair. And we seen these same pictures in that city that I showed you with us, the Aborigines. You know what I'm saying? Look, and if you look at it, like I said, I think this is the one in St. Louis. Right? Either St. Louis or Chicago. They got them same boats like you see in Venice. Like, you know, or you see over in Europe. Because it's the exact same thing that we taught them people over there, man. If we did this shit independently, how two people doing the same science? Most of the time when we see two people that's involved in the same science, one of the two had to be the originator of it. It ain't no, oh, well, I invented that.
Hey, you see how they all on boats, man? That shit shows you a lot about us. You know what I'm saying? That boat stuff. When you see the canoes and you see, hey, we wasn't tearing down the trees to build roads to travel. You just get on a fucking boat and go wherever the hell you need to go. And it ain't doing nothing to the environment or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You there, A1?
Hey, yo, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what the fuck just happened, y'all. I didn't even know I was off. I was building this whole goddamn time, y'all. I'm sorry about that, my people. Shit, glad to see people still in. Nonetheless, what's good with you? What you got? Peace to the God. I guess nonetheless, right there. Your mic is breaking up just a little bit. Wait till whenever you get yourself together, you can.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, my
Yeah, you kind of breaking up a little bit. Let me hold up. Let me see if I can remove. I'm gonna remove you and bring you back. Give me a couple more checks. We got the brother Colin Morris back in. Um, we waiting for us to get his mic together.
Yeah,
Peace,
what up,
what's up,
Keith?
boy? How you doing, man?
peace, my brother. How you been, man?
I'm chilling, boss. How are you? I love listening to y'all. I just want to know one a question though, and then I'm gonna let y'all keep rocking. What y'all think about those reparations these animals is trying to put on us and shit? And like I said, I wanna know you where you at on that, because that shit sounds funny as fuck. All of a sudden, California wants to bust us out some reparations and shit. What y'all think about that?
I mean, what's the condition to it?
That shit, they talking about they got a year to figure it out and shit. So, and anytime you hear reparations and shit, it makes me think about the 40 acres and a mule shit, and we still waiting on that shit. So I'm just like, how you gonna rebring this up? You know what I'm saying? So I was just wondering if y'all had heard about it and what you think.
I heard about it. Like you gotta like any of the legislations that they putting out there. You gotta really read and see what kind of languages they're using. Are they using a language that making you somebody that was brought here from somewhere and they willing to deal with you in that capacity? Or are they just saying, like, most of the time when they're dealing with us, that's it.
Right,
They giving us reparations on the fact that they want us to admit that we were slaves. And I think that that's a spell within itself, because by you admitting you are that, meaning that you are that. You understand? So even by you admitting it and you signing like when you sign your nature over, that's a spell too. Anytime you sign your nature is a goddamn spell. That you signing your nature compels you to the content and the agreements and the terms that you just signed upon.
right. Yeah, that's what I was feeling too. Like they pretty much want you to claim you an African now, and they'll break you off with a piece of the pie. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, you know what? You know what, my dude? It's these same niggas that claim they Indians and gonna take that bread.
Right,
Like I said, it's gonna be a spell. You understand what I'm saying? It's a spell. Like I said, these same people claim they Indian. That's going to show you. That's going to show you your integrity, bro. If you are going to bound yourself to be something that you don't know, then that's also fucking fraud.
absolutely.
That's like me
Right.
saying, nigga, I'm gonna give you $100 million, nigga. You just gotta say you Mickey Mouse, nigga. Sign right here. You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah,
goddamn well you ain't Mickey Mouse, but you doing it for the money.
right,
So
right,
what is the difference of you knowing you ain't no African American? You ain't no Slav. First of all, can't no black man be a Slav because a Slav is a Slavic person. So let's
right,
always make that shit clear because it get lost. Like I said, when you look up the definition of slave, you would think that it would just been a nigga up there eating some goddamn chicken. Or a nigga up, you know what I'm saying? Nigga up there eating some goddamn pork or some shit, right? They don't even need to put no literature in to fill in what the definition. They can show you a picture of a nigga eating a motherfucking chicken leg, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when you find out and you really do the research, you get that turned back to the proper owner and the proper people who it's supposed to be applied upon.
right. Well, shit. And then you were bringing up the churches too. When they do, like, I agree with the brother was saying that those fires that they started to get rid of all this history, which is what makes it harder to find out who we are. So, like, I know the marriage certificates, and like I know back in the day, your daughter's virginity was like like that's the highest cost of your family. Like, you don't just, like, with the Pocahontas story, we know that story as some wild ass shit. But like the brother was saying earlier, John Smith got into that family, and when that happens, don't you feel that the people who, like, Pocahontas's family, they didn't get any of the thing, like, they didn't get their side of the pot. And so that's what I'm wondering, is if we do hunt down all of our, what do you do? Like, not saying what do you do, but like, I know you got to stay strong, and once you hunt down the information, you got to do something with it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I'm at. Like, you
gotta
keep,
make a declaration, bro. When you
okay,
you make a declaration at that point in time, and like I said, like, trying to be goofy and trying to just say some shit that's not relevant, but it's very relevant. You could
right,
take a goddamn sheet of paper and put, I am an American Indian. I am not black, Negro, color, or a goddamn slave. Sign it at the bottom. Go get that bitch notarized. Go take it to the motherfucking county clerk and go get it not authenticated. Now Abbotsford. It's called Abbotsford. Go get it Abbotsford. Now Abbotsford is actually a signed signature, meaning you swore under oath that this is right and exact. So this is an original legal document at this point in time. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the first step to you putting a spell. That's why you put it on paper and declare who you are, because it's also a spell countering the spell that they placed upon you already.
I got you. Set that shit in stone. I feel you.
Right. That's right. That's right. You let them know who you are. You don't let fuckers tell you who you are. If I tell you who you are, I'm your master.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Is that right and exact?
Right.
So we gotta understand that, because, like I said, at the end of the goddamn day, if you sit up there all these images, goddamn well they didn't bring no Africans here, and I'm tired of motherfuckers agreeing with that, because you can't show me no documentation that ever said people was Africans. They wasn't even calling people Africans at that time.
Right.
So you ain't gonna find no declaration or find. It's like I said, man. The gig, it was up a long time ago, and see, the gig is this, right? Like I told this building with a little while ago on some nutrition shit, right?
Great, that's right. I fucking did you
Uh-huh.
I tell him, when I do the research, I look for the oppositions first. The pros I already know. I look for the opposition to the story, right? And if the opposition has more factual evidence, and if the person who making the argument is qualified or had the same credentials as the person who made the other article, then I got to see which one is more relevant, which one has more credible sources. And at this point in time, the shit that they not saying, oh yeah, well, we did bring some Africans here, but there was some Americans here. Why every time they say that it was some Americans here, they always try to make that number smaller and make the number of the people that they brought here larger. And nobody ever fucking asked them. So I just read to you that they said 70 to 100,000 indigenous people was in the North America, was in the Americas, period, in the Western Hemisphere. So now you can look and see, well, damn, that's a lot of goddamn people. It's a lot of people, my dude. 100 million people. It's a lot of people, Money Grip. You understand what I'm saying? So you say, all right, well, boom. You saying you bought 12 million here, and they saying it was over 100,000 people here? So let's say, okay, they did bring 12 million here. We know that they didn't, because in all these places where they claim they bought 12 million people was already black people there. And then they want to tell you that the black people that they bought here was the best farmers. Did we already have people here doing agriculture? So that story falls out the fucking bag. You can't believe none of that shit about no Africans, man. And you got people who constantly, I believe in slavery, dealing with Slavs. I don't believe in slaves, period. And if you do your research, you'll find that out. I've been posting Michael Hoffman, they were slaves. We've went through white slavery in the South. We went through fucking Carter G. Woodson, black slave owners in the South. We went through all that shit years ago. So at this point in time, you niggas should already have a fucking associate's degree in your fucking history at this point in time. Because I assume that some of the information that was put out there can challenge any scholar. I can challenge any scholar with any of my information. Anything. I've actually got emails from professors telling me you know what you're talking about. You understand? And I don't put that out there. I get emails from fucking athletes. I get emails from entertainers. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's about the people. Understand? It's about us finding out who the fuck we are. Now you know who you are to the history. If your history don't match it up with these niggas living in TPs, then you gotta dead that argument. You don't present that argument to me that we was living in TPs when we just explained that that's not right. So, you know, peace to God, peace to goddesses, man. Peace to the God, Supreme Chief Holiday is always in the motherfucking building.
I know, peace, brother. Hey, peace to the guys on the panel, man, and peace to all the great ones in the chat room. Hey, hey, man, this, I'm glad that people are waking up to the whole slavery op. You know what I'm saying? It's just a slave op. It's just changing of words and who's writing the story, right? And we know that we get in their story. You know what I'm saying? And their stories create the illusion of their power, right? Economic power, social power, religious power, everything. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take these things, and like we have too many documentations of what we're talking about, right? The whole slave narrative is based off of, okay, when we go through the records, everybody can go through their family records and stuff like that, right? And it's saying, okay, well, it's just, even in our own families, just the interpretation of how they're reading the documents. They don't even say slave, but because they see black, slave is attached to black, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then as well as African, because people do not associate copper color or black people being the first people of this land, dog. So that's why it's important for us to tap into the ancient stuff to connect the dots, because they attached us to so-called made-up ancient shit in Africa. This is what they did. They did this socially, and we know they've done this through the university systems. We know they've done it through the Indian schools. We understand exactly what they have done. So we have to attack those systems. Like, talking is cool, but if we're not attacking the systems where our people at, majority of our people are into the religious systems, into the university systems, into the fucking television system, right? So instead of blaming us, like I was just watching Jesse Lee Peterson and Grandmaster Jay, it going off. It's dope. It's a good one, right? But Jesse always saying, okay, well, single mothers is the problem. No fathers in the home. You guys need to be better fathers. Stop being drunk. Stop being drugged. Whatever. But he's not understanding the media as well as the other institutions have a direct impact on all of this and where we at right now. So, of course, if we continue to invest in our own destruction, right, and not invest in each other, not invest in our women and our children, not invest in each other's men, this is what we're gonna get. We're already at the bottom. How the fuck far are we gonna go? I mean, we're already dead as a people, not us, not you guys, as a people. And then we care about the rest of our people, not just the 200-300 or 2,000 motherfuckers that consider themselves Aborigines, or you understand what I'm saying? So when there's clear solutions out there, we have the Declaration of Reclamation. Take bits and pieces of it, whatever you got to do, spread it out, do what you got to do. But we have to have real solutions to these problems, not fucking talking. And so that's why I do salute this community. It is really changing the trajectory of history, y'all. That's what we're doing. The ancestors that woke up. So, salute to everybody, man. Peace to the guys, man.
Peace to Chief, man. Always, man. And that's another thing too. Even with, I'm not buying no motherfucking land from these people. You out of your goddamn mind. That defeats the purpose of me being from here. Then I might as well say I'm a goddamn immigrant. If I'm gonna buy some goddamn land, the sorcery is finding a way to conjure up, you know what I'm saying, a spell to be able to get your land back. You see what I'm saying? The same way that they said hocus pocus and took the shit from you. Hocus pocus, you're now fucking African slave. You see? You have to find some way to, and like I said, for anybody, if you're gonna buy some, that's up to you. I'm to listen. What I say is the views of A1, aka Ahanu, Amaru, Kiel, or whatever. You can do what the fuck you want to do. You're the master of your own goddamn destiny. You have to self-lord master whatever your reality is. But my reality is not that. My reality is not going to nobody who claim they stole. So imagine buying your house back from somebody who stole it. I don't make no guy. That's Depot type shit. This is both ours. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, the cruiser. Imagine nigga taking the beach cruiser from you and then bringing it back and selling it to you.
So this both ours.
I seen a nigga take a nigga car and bring it back and try to sell it to him, and nigga put a hole in his fucking head. You understand? So, like, you know, you gotta read between them. It's not personal advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. I do not give legal advice. If you need legal advice, find yourself a competent attorney or learn legalese. Okay? I'm in this shit for the people, the observation, a lot of the legal shit and a lot of the political stuff, you know, I deal with too. But like I said, you got too many fuck niggas on here who don't know what they're talking about, who want to debate or debunk somebody. So, like I said, at the end of the day, if you don't have to believe me, do the motherfucking research to it. Apply it. This is applicable. When you see me out there standing, talking to these people, asking them what, and I only use that as a reference point. Being American Indian is not a destination to being an Autochthon, because you have a lot of people who are American Indians. Okay, you got white Indians, you got Indians, you got Mongoloid Indians, you got all these Indians, but you only got one Aborigine and a Autochthon. Okay, so as an Autochthon and being the supreme owner and the supreme manager and the supreme, landlord of this land, why would I buy some motherfucking land from somebody? And I'm just saying that. That's just like, even the rule of the street. Like, you ain't gonna let nobody take your shit on the goddamn street and then come back and sell it to you. I mean, you're a goddamn sucker. So, you know, just wanted to throw that out there, man. I'm about to get ready to end this joint. I'm gonna let Supreme Chief build a get a good workout in, you know what I'm saying? We about to start detoxing probably tomorrow or whatever. So, you know, I'm gonna do a laxative, wait for a couple days, and I'm gonna do my turpentine for about a week. Probably gonna do a week water fast, you know what I'm saying? Flush the shit out, and I'm gonna go into a juice fast for the most part, man. Peace to the gods, man. Peace to the goddesses. You know, fasting is good. Fasting build up willpower, because like I said, your nutrients outside of the things that you may want, the things that you need are nutrients. Outside, nothing is more important than nutrients. Once you get nutrients, then you can start building and start doing other things. So if you can refrain from nutrients, then that means you're a goddamn god. You understand? So like I said, man, fuck all that American Indian. I'm an Autochthonist god. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't, just because these people got what's the name, you gotta change the status and the terms that they place upon. You have to change that. I don't have to be that. I could be a so-called that without even being that. I create the reality. You don't let somebody else's reality fucking define your ass. So like I said, man, I'm probably gonna do a build tomorrow. I'm gonna go in or whatever, and I'm probably gonna just shut it down for about a month or two. So I can focus on culture freedom or whatever for the most part. At the end of the day, peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses. You already know I'm your humble servant, Ahamaru Kiel. Stay sucker free. Stay away from people who slandering other people. Stay away from these lower level demons, because a lot of motherfuckers is demons and it's souls. A lot of these motherfuckers are straight fucking demons, Money Grip. And I just let you know that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, Culture Freedom is going to be, Culture Freedom is down there. I just got to go interview a few people and shit will be done. Fuck these fuck niggas who ain't talking about nothing, that's trying to get you to be part of a fucking tribe. And if that's your goal, then like I said, hasta la vista, goma star, adios, whatever fuck term you want to use to say peace. You understand what I'm saying? And with that being said, Supreme, you got something you got to you want to build on before we get out of here, my dude?
Yeah, man, we're just gonna keep applying pressure, man. Be on tonight, man, at 7 Eastern, man. Be on the lookout for that, man. We got a jam-packed show tonight. Yeah, man, like I said, we're just gonna keep applying pressure, man, because it's the time is now. You know, people are waking up, and and there's a lot of noise out there, so we just got to cut through all the noise. You know what I'm saying? With something tangible, not talk. Talking is what everybody else been doing. So we cannot leave the same mess for the next generations, y'all. So that's all we're doing, man. We're just building y'all a piece of the tribe, man. If y'all haven't downloaded the Declaration of Reclamation, please do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we can say, man. Just keep building. Support the real.
That's a motherfucking fact, man.
To the real, man.
That's a fact right there, bro.
Real shit.
Supreme Chief, shout out to the brother, son, Lotus, and everybody else. My brother AP. Shout out to my brother Jag, man, for holding me down. Shout out to everybody, man. Copper Color Empress, nonetheless. We got Yashua Hebrew. Shit, man. Let me get run down. Freedom More be holding it down. Mr. Darkfly Brother been holding it down. Stephen the Don, Al Young Future, Infinite God, peace to the God. American Copper Aborigine Sun Energy, peace to the God. TNT, Potawak, peace to the God. Sean Yashua, peace to the God. James Boy, peace to the God. Ebony Knowledge, peace to the Goddess. American Think Tank, peace to the God. What we got? I can't get your name right here, but I'm gonna put you up there. Peace to the God. Kiwas Chun. Peace to the God. Semitic Science, peace to the God. Allah Rising, peace to the God. College Make You Dumber, peace to the God. Ali, peace to God. Let me see. We got Wad Bay, peace to God. Let me see. Truth Searcher, peace to the God. Gretchen Hound, peace to the Goddess. Chicka Homie Roots, peace to the Goddess. Mama Bear, peace to the Goddess. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you gotta, with this shit right here, man, you gotta think you that for you to be that. Leonard Pill, peace to the God. Zoe Hustle, peace to the God. South Wind, and La Ish Alakain, peace to the Goddess. Sabar, I can't get your name out, my brother. Peace to the God, my brother. That's good. Oh, you got for drop foot? Most drop foot, my dude, if you still listening, is dealing with dealing probably with a lower with a lumbar injury. So it could be one of your lumbar, or it could be your sacral, it could be your S1. So like most of the stuff that deal with the things below your knee is L4, L5. So maybe you might have a pinched nerve on your L4, L5. You know what I'm saying? And you might, you know what I'm saying, you might need to get a what they call an EMG, electronic modifier. I forgot what they call it. They stick the pins, and these pins are connected to like electronic to see if whether or not you get movement in them areas or if you numb in certain areas. I forgot not the Pernell nerve. It might be the Pernell nerve that goes on the outside of your calf. The outside of your calf is what control your arch. So the outside of your calf would be that. You know what I'm saying? What I would do is go to a kiosk, right? And for now, this is just one of the remedies. Go to a kiosk and get some pads the way, you know what I'm saying? Get some shit matched for your feet. That you can like the soles that you put in your sneakers that lift your arch up. That's one thing. Also go to a chiropractor, right? Have the chiropractor if you gotta find a chiropractor with a what the fuck is the name of the machine? It's the machine that they strap you in and it moves. Like he said it. I forgot the name of the shit. Alignment. It's something called alignment something. They put you on the machine. They set it for how many inches they want your back to be stretched out. Also look for sciatica because sciatica is dealing with drop foot too. Also, if maybe this might be just a solution because I did acupuncture before. It didn't work for me. But maybe it might work for you. Get a MRI to see if they can locate it. Do you have a bulging disc or do you have something blocking the nerves that go down to your lower extremities? You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, brother, if you want me, if you need my email right there, chiefoftantan@AOL.com. You know, I got L4, L5 damage or whatever. Yeah, I have been to numerous different experts, or I've been to neurosurgeons, neurologists. I done took over 20 MRIs. You know what I'm saying? And I hate MRIs. I hate to be confined to some of them some of them shits is real small. But yeah, definitely start with that, man. Start with that. I don't do the injections or tell people to do the injections because all of that shit is inorganic to your body. But if you need I've heard people get solutions from that. I'm not telling you, I'm not advocate of that. I'm just telling you that's something that I've heard people had success with, you know, dealing with them issues. So peace to the God, man. Hopefully, man, you find, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you want to email me, I can definitely build with you on the back about it.
Hey, A1, real quick, bro. Did you see the debate last night?
Who debated?
Trump and Biden, their last debate.
What was it?
Man, that shit was hilarious, Money Grip. That nigga Trump is funny. I don't give a fuck. How much you hate him. That nigga's funny as hell, yo. That nigga funny. Trump is a funny mother. I don't care how much you hate him. He could be a white supremacist. He could be a racist. He could be a what's the name? But motherfucker's entertaining to watch. Whether he might be an agent, and like my man said, if Trump is an agent, then we're just fucked. If all of this shit is a stage show and all of this shit is a fucking horse and pony or dog and pony show, then we're fucked. If what they say about the Republicans and the Democrats being two wings on the same bird, then we're fucked, bro. We're fucked. So, you know, definitely, man, you know, I don't have no president because I'm not part of no corporation. But just for the people who might be, we all got families who part of the corporation, and we still want them to have success. We still want to make sure that they're good, the people who navigating through the system. Peace to the brother Braveheart. Let me see what else we got. That's about it right now. Shit. Peace to everybody in the chat room, man. Peace to the gods and goddesses, man. Peace to my brother Supreme Chief. Peace to get to the root of it. Peace to Kadu Morris, my brother. Peace to everybody, man. Like I said, man, just keep building, keep learning. Don't stop. Don't let nobody limit your learning. Don't let nobody tell you what you shouldn't be talking about. Don't let nobody do none of that. if you feel like building on something and that's what you're going to build on, and it's something that's going to benefit the people, build on it. All that other fuck shit is not even worth it. You know, I went in and just gave you guys a little, you know what I'm saying, understanding of who you know, a Hanu is, you know what I'm saying, or what I was defined in different different parts of my life and my evolution into becoming a autochthonous one. You know what I'm saying? So understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace to all the fuck niggas and fuck bitches. Still my language, but it is what it is. Peace to everybody that been rocking with A1 from day one. So with that being said, man, peace to gods, peace to the goddesses, man. We about to get up out of here. I gotta go work out. I'm gonna go work out real quick. You know what I'm saying? And deal with my personal issues. So other than that, man, like I said, man, keep building, keep learning, keep trying to come up with solutions for problems you see amongst our people so we can build and get to where we gotta go. So with that being said, you already know who this is, your brother Hanu Kiel, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.